Chapter 278. Although Lin Luoran has thought that the space will expand with her advancement, she is still shocked when she enters the space in the dead of night when people from all walks of life who come to Lin's house for food have left. The land in front of her is full of all kinds of plants. Is this really her space? There are 3 or 4 acres of land in total, not including the area occupied by the cabin. Lin Luoran can't help but remember that when she took over the space, the planting area was less than 1/10 of the present area. In the past few years, she has never stopped cultivating and never got tired of farming. Therefore, the space has grown with her. Lin Luoran, who is calm, inevitably feels proud. Maybe she can do what she wanted to do a long time ago with this extra acre of land. Well, half of the land can be planted with rice, 20% with wheat, and 30% with rape. When the time comes, she can mix them with the tea seeds harvested intermittently in the space. Lin Luoran is naturally very happy that she can finally put her plan into action. In the past, the space was small. Lin Luoran planted medicine, vegetables, fruits, and tea trees everywhere, so there was no space for her to plant staple food. People in the center of Chuan province are used to eating rice. No matter how delicious the fruits and vegetables of Lin's family are, people will always feel uneasy if they don't eat some rice. However, people who are used to eating the pure natural vegetables produced by the space or the Lin's family will always find it hard to swallow no matter how good the Thai rice is. Even the rice tastes like coarse rice. The same is true for cooking oil. Even if you cook with high-grade olive oil, things without reiki can't be compared with the fruits and vegetables produced by the space. Poultry is fine. Mrs. Lin raises many chickens and ducks in the corner of the yard. They eat the leftovers of the space such as cabbage leaves and water spinach. The meat is tender and harmless, and it is high quality. Therefore, people in the Lin family are becoming less and less fond of eating rice. If it goes on like this, the food of Lin's family will be inclined to Western food. Lin Luoran looks at the space and giggles. Wheat can also be ground and steamed. She remembers that Baojia likes noodles very much. She even praised the noodles she made. Baojia has been sleeping for so long and has been relying on the liquid porridge. Although the porridge is made of tonic spirit herbs, it tastes bland in her mouth. Lin Luoran is motivated to make sure that Baojia can have good food when she wakes up. Unfortunately, her spells of the 5 elements were completely useless against the space. If she wanted to plant rice, she still had to rely on herself. For 3 days in a row, Mrs. Lin finds that her daughter is strange again. How could it be strange? She clearly stayed in her room every day, but every time she came out to eat, her clothes would be stained with mud. One day, during dinner, he even said that he wanted to develop the lakeside in front of the door. What? You want to plant rice? Mrs. Lin stares at her daughter. How can she think of planting rice by the lake? Lin Luoran picks up a piece of fish and says, "Mom, don't you think our dishes are better than rice? Let's try everything. It's best if we can succeed, but if we can't, then forget it." Mrs. Lin, who loves cooking, is moved by this proposal. Anyway, the Lins are very free except for cultivation, so they all go to the paddy field. The land by the lake is not short of water and is very fertile. It's a pity that this huge semi-artificial lake still belongs to Qingqing Villa. The scenery belongs to Villa number 18, but the lake doesn't. Lin Luoran has covered the lake with the protective circle of her family. She has long planned to make it part of her family's territory. Others can't see the reiki cover, but the property owner can see it. Lin Luoran has to solve the problem this time. Lin Luoran asks Xing Tian to find out which company Qingqing Villa belongs to and discuss the purchase of the lake. A few days later, Xing Tian says that the lake is developed by a multinational group. Even a local tyrant like Zhang's company can't contact the owner. Lin Luoran is thinking that she might as well not plant rice in front of her house. However, the owner of Qingqing Villa shows up at this time. Coincidentally, when Lin Luoran calls Master Mu, she mentions the owner of Qingqing Villa. Master Mu laughs openly. You little girl, you're smart, but you're being silly at this critical moment. This villa was developed by a nephew of the Mu family. Since we've given you that house, who would dare to say that you can't use the lake area? Don't worry about planting. After harvesting the rice, remember to send some to this old man. Lin Luoran really wants to pat her head hard. Why did she ask Xing Tian to inquire about it? She should have asked Master Mu. They would never give her a villa of unknown origin. Before hanging up, Master Mu adds, that nephew happens to be in the R city these days. I'll ask Tiannan to bring him to see you some other day. Lin Luoran nods and says yes. She gets a lake for free, so she should meet the owner. As for Mu Tiannan, it is said that he has been sent to the R city to manage the shares of the Mu family in the pharmaceutical factory. Because of the siege of the bloodline, Lin Luoran hasn't met him yet. She doesn't know whether the playboy Mu has become more mature after he gets married. Knowing that the lake can be used, the Lin family starts to take action. It is impossible for Li to wear a tang suit to clean the mud. Lin Luoran sends her to the city to buy rice seeds. Lin Luoran has already cleaned up half an acre of paddy field in her space. Unfortunately, there are no rice seeds and the field is still empty. It is not Lin Luoran's first idea to plant rice by the lake. The land by the lake is soft and fertile. Lin Luoran doesn't have to worry about water shortage. Besides, the small lake is not in danger of flood, so it is perfect. First, she builds a small ridge by the lake to separate the open space by the lake from the water. Then, she digs some mud from the bottom of the lake to fertilize the field. Mr. Lin is efficient and happy. With the help of Yuan Yi and Xing Tian, the uninvited coolie, it takes less than 2 days to plan the lakeside. Although the paddy field is only 2 or 3 meters wide, the lake is not small. The area of the paddy field around the lake is very large. The pleasant surprise is that when digging the mud, Mr. Lin throws a lot of loaches and eels as thick as an adult's thumb. Luodong and Huang Weijian all go into the water to catch the loaches. Mrs. Lin doesn't blame them. It's abnormal that country kids haven't caught fish in the river or caught eels in the field. 2.5 children can't play for 2 years. When they grow up, it's not a bad thing for them to have a memorable time. After Mr. Lin and the others clean up the field, they catch a small tank of loaches and eels. Mrs. Lin raises them in clean water and says that they will have a big meal when they spit out all the mud. People cheer, expressing their firm support for Mrs. Lin's decision. They stand close to Mrs. Lin. These eels are not artificially bred. They are natural delicacies without hormones or contraceptive pills. Li Shi has already bought the rice seeds. Lin Luoran flattens a piece of land in the yard, plows it evenly, sows the rice seeds, irrigates them, inserts bamboo strips to form an arch, and covers it with a layer of transparent film. Sister, the rice field is cleaned up. Why don't you just sow the seeds in the field? It is troublesome to raise them here. We have to move them again. Shiheng took Li Shi in when she was a child. Shiheng is a master who would never give her the moon. She almost thinks that the rice is harvested directly from the field. She also knows that it is not easy to grow the grains. Lin Luoran flicks her forehead. This is called nurturing seedlings. You should read more books. If you go on like this, you won't be able to tell the difference between wheat and chives. Li Shi feels wronged. Isn't her task to cultivate? Why does she know how to farm? After thinking for a while, she decides to post on the BBS. Li Shi is shocked. It turned out that there were quite a few cultivators who knew how to farm. They weren't fond of farming, but they had very high requirements for imported food. Although growing spirit rice and spirit vegetables was too unrealistic for ordinary cultivators, it was also impossible for them to eat food that was irrigated with all kinds of pesticides and fertilizers in the secular world. When people eat grains, there will be turbid qi in their bodies. This is the original purpose of making fasting bolus in the world of cultivation. They don't want turbid qi in the mortal world to affect their cultivation. Now that there are no fasting bolus, spirit rice and vegetables, they have to choose the next best thing, which is natural food. Outsiders were unreliable, but it was still very easy for cultivators to secretly own some land. Even if they hired someone to take care of it, they would often go around to see if the people they hired to farm were deceiving them and spraying pesticides when they were not paying attention while they were cultivating. Cultivation families and sects naturally have people to take care of these trifles, but individual cultivators have to supervise themselves. Therefore, as soon as Li Shi'er posted, individual cultivators responded positively. Whether it was growing flowers, herbs, vegetables, or wheat, they were all very helpful, which was an eye-opener for Li Shi'er. Li Shi'er suddenly realizes that she has no hobbies other than cultivation, eating, and playing. They are all cultivators, but why can others live such a fulfilling life? Li Shi'er tells Lin Luoran about her worries. Lin Luoran thinks for a while and proposes to teach her how to grow flowers. Li Shi'er loves to wear tang clothes. Lin Luoran can't imagine that Li Shi'er would look like rolling in the mud all day while wearing a long skirt to collect herbs and plant crops. Li Shi'er is still hesitant. Lin Luoran thinks for a while and says, "Look at how good it is to grow flowers. Maybe one day you will have a peony fairy." Li Shi'er looks at Lin Luoran with disdain. "Do you think I am an idiot? My master said that after the Tao of nature is in chaos, there will be no more Dilyu syrup. How can I have a peony fairy?" Lin Luoran is speechless. She has a daughter who has just grown up. Li Shi'er is not easy to fool. Li Shi'er thinks for a while and decides to grow flowers as her hobby. Lin Luoran asks her and Li Shi'er says with a smile, "I have thought about it. My master said that it is not easy to lay foundation. But you have reached the middle stage of laying foundation so fast. There is no Dilyu syrup now. Who knows when there will be more in the future? Let's grow flowers first. Maybe I will have a house full of flower fairies." Lin Luoran sighs with emotion. Li Shi'er is right. Who knows what will happen in the future? It is night and the air in the mountains is fresh. It is getting warmer after the new year. The snow in the mountains has melted a lot. The temperature is very low at night. Lin Luoran doesn't care about the low temperature. However, Li Shi'er's personal ability is not high enough. She has already gone into the house to put on her rabbit fur coat. After a while, Mrs. Lin comes out with a newly made cloak. Lin Luoran will not ignore her mother's care. She takes the cloak and puts it on. Lin Luoran is wearing a snow-white rabbit fur cloak that just reaches her ankles. She is tall and slim, so she doesn't look fat at all. With her black hair, she really looks like a fairy from the Moon Palace. Mrs. Lin sighs with emotion. Lin Luoran holds her hand tightly. Her mother's hand is a little cold. After all, she is immortal. No amount of spirit herbs can make up for this. As long as Mrs. Lin's Taoist root problem is not solved, the Lin family will stay together for the rest of their lives. For Lin Luoran, such a leisurely and peaceful cultivation life is just an illusion. If the Dongting Dragon Palace exists, what about Mount Penglai? Lin Luoran is in a trance. A gust of wind comes and she drags her mother back into the house. Chapter 279. The first product of Lin's pharmaceutical factory, after a long publicity period, was finally launched into the market when the audience was bombarded by all the major TV commercials and online media. The name is very Chinese. It is a Chinese patent medicine extracted from pure traditional Chinese medicine. It is called Lin's typhoid pill. To put it bluntly, it is used to cure colds. Although colds are minor diseases, ordinary people get colds at least once or twice a year. It is not normal for people to live with nasal congestion, headache, and sneezing for 2 weeks. That's why there is a big market for small cold medicines. Because of the big market, there are all kinds of cold medicines and the competition is fierce. It is not easy to open up the market with this kind of medicine. The pharmaceutical factory has spent a lot of money on publicity. When it comes to the price of the typhoid pill, the three partners have different opinions. Some of the operation team say that they should occupy the market with the advantage of price, but Zheng Tian says the opposite. These pills are extracted from pure traditional Chinese medicine. The cost is higher than other Chinese patent medicines of the same kind. Zheng Tian counts on the pharmaceutical factory to help the Lin family make a lot of money, so he firmly opposes selling the pills at a low price. Nowadays, any kind of medicine costs dozens of yuan. In the hospital, people have to take injections and 4 drips to cure colds. Hundreds of yuan may not be enough. Let's set the price at 66 yuan. It is not too expensive. It should be feasible. The people in the room think about it. If a box of medicine can cure colds and avoid the pain of injections and 4 drips, they will be willing to buy it. They all agree with Zheng Tian's idea. How to sell the medicine and how to open up the market is not Zheng Tian's business. Otherwise, he will spend a lot of money to hire the operation team. After the meeting, Zheng Tian leaves the pharmaceutical factory in a hurry. The reason is that the Lin family is going to transplant rice seedlings today. When Zheng Tian arrives at the villa, the Lin family has already started working. Even the 2 children are in the water. The lake is cold. Lin Luoran doesn't let her mother down, but she can't stop Luodong. Li Shi changes into casual clothes and goes to the field with her trousers rolled up. She holds the seedlings in her hand and doesn't know where to start. Yuan Yi seems to know how to do it. You have never done it before. It's normal that you don't know how to do it. No one will laugh at you. Isn't Yuan Yi mocking her with his sharp tongue? Li Shi feels more confident. She is even happier when she sees Zheng Tian and Lu Zheng. If they can transplant rice seedlings, she will write her name backwards. It feels so good not to be at the bottom. Seeing that Li starts to daydream and giggle again, Yuan Yi holds back his sarcasm and moves aside. To be honest, he really doesn't want to bully her. It's just that this girl is too silly. You two don't know how to transplant rice. What are you doing? Seeing Zheng Tian and Lu Zheng taking off their shoes and getting into the water, Lin Luoran straightens up and smiles. Zheng Tian rolls his eyes. That's why I need to practice. Uncle, you have to give me this opportunity. Lin Luoran purses her lips. She knows what Zheng Tian is thinking about. However, she doesn't know how to teach Yuan Yi. Zheng Tian doesn't say anything about it, so Lin Luoran pretends that she doesn't know anything about it. Let nature take its course. Lin Luoran purses her lips. She knows what Zheng Tian is thinking. However, she doesn't know how to teach Yuan Yi. Zheng Tian doesn't say anything, so Lin Luoran pretends not to know. In fact, the original words of the crazy Taoist were, "My dear disciple, in order to create opportunities for you, I have to bear the reputation of being a glutton. You must be filial to me in the future." Lu Zheng is used to the crazy words of the crazy Taoist. He is sometimes crazy and sometimes sober, but he can't say it out loud. Lin Luoran stops asking. She leads a group of people to transplant rice seedlings. She just teaches Li Shi, how to put the small seedlings in a straight line and how long the gap should be. Suddenly, she sees 2 people coming from afar on the winding road. Lin Luoran squints. One of them is tall Mu Tiannan. The other one looks familiar. Isn't he the young man who bought the set of clay jars at the foot of Mount Qingqing that day? We have guests. You have to work hard. Of course, Lu Zheng also saw Mu Tiannan. He had known Mu Tiannan's thoughts since a few years ago. When he saw his rival in love, he was very angry. But when he thought that he was a cultivator now and had distanced himself from Mu Tiannan, Lu Zheng's anger subsided. Besides, didn't Lin Luoran say they are guests? This form of address was really unfamiliar. Hence, Lu Zheng nodded his head as a form of greeting and continued to work. Mu Tiannan is not as calm as Lin Luoran. He recognizes Lin Luoran from a distance after a few years. He thinks that he has forgotten Lin Luoran's face, but he finds that he remembers it very clearly. When she squints and looks at him, he remembers the sketch he drew years ago. At that time, he couldn't draw the pair of eyes that are as bright as stars well. After a few years, he hasn't found her different temperament. However, her eyes are more crystal clear. Mu Tiannan doesn't know why he likes her. They haven't been through life and death together, and they haven't been together for a long time. They only met a few times, but he can't forget her for so many years. Maybe this is love at first sight. The young man next to him pushes him. Hey, brother Mu, why are you in a daze again? Mu Tiannan finds that Lin Luoran has washed her feet by the lake. She is looking at them with a smile, inviting them into the house. Mrs. Lin comes out of the house and recognizes Mu Tiannan. It's you. I haven't seen you for years. Why don't you come to our house? Mu Tiannan's sweet words made Mrs. Lin dizzy. She feels that Mu Tiannan is a perfect match for her daughter. Seeing him again after a few years, Mrs. Lin sighs. Oh, Mu, why don't you bring your child here? Mu Tiannan coughs. Mrs. Lin, I haven't found a boyfriend yet. Mrs. Lin's eyes light up. She murmurs and is pushed away by Lin Luoran. The three of them sit in the flower hall. Lin Luoran asks, Master Mu, who is this? The young man stands up and salutes. I am Xian Yuanchen. Greetings, Master Lin. Last time at the foot of Mount Qingcheng, I didn't recognize you. Please forgive me. Xian Yuanchen thinks to himself, I can't let Master Lin know that I was asked by Brother Mu to buy clay pots last time. Lin Luoran smiles. Is this villa developed by your family? You are not a cultivator. Let's just talk to each other as peers. Xian Yuanchen shakes his head. I am not a cultivator now, but it doesn't mean that I won't be a cultivator in the future. Besides, there are cultivators in my family, so I belong to a family of cultivators. The Xianyuan family is going to transfer the family business back to China, so the seniority can't be messed up. He finishes talking to himself, not noticing that his brother Mu is glaring at him. This brat, does he mean that he has to bow to Lin Luoran as a junior like him since there are people in the Mu family who are cultivators? What's the point? After chatting for a while, Lin Luoran knows that the Xianyuan family originally lived on an island and they went abroad to develop at the end of the Qing dynasty. Take Xian Yuanchen for example. He is a real Huaxia man, but he has many nationalities and the Taoist root. He used to be distrustful of the cultivation system. If the Huaxia cultivators didn't show up, the Xianyuan family might become a secular family because of his unwillingness to cultivate. Lin Luoran is a little embarrassed about occupying a large lake area of Xian Yuanchen's house. Her attitude towards Xian Yuanchen is very good, which makes Mu Tiannan gnash his teeth. He secretly thinks that he will beat Xian Yuanchen when they get back. However, he is smiling on the surface. Because he is not what he looks like, he is like a smiling tiger. Lin Luoran talks with Mu Tiannan about some old things. After a while, Mrs. Lin says that dinner is ready. All the transplanters come back for dinner. Mu Tiannan finally recognizes Lu Zheng, who is wearing a Taoist robe. Lin Luoran's eyes light up. She feels that this scene is somewhat familiar. Seeing that Lin Luoran is obviously more familiar with Lu Zheng, Mu Tiannan feels like beating his chest and stamping his feet. He shouldn't have been decadent for so long and let this toy boy take the lead. Mrs. Lin makes a pot of dried loach. First, they eat stewed loach and eels. After eating, they can also heat up the dishes. Everyone likes it. Xian Yuanchen is used to eating bread and sausages, so he can't accept chili. Mu Tiannan, who has been shocked, doesn't taste good. However, the others enjoy the rice and the vegetables after hard work. After dinner, everyone goes back to work. Mu Tiannan wants to join them. Lin Luoran shrugs. Don't you want to go back to the city? It gets dark early in the mountain. Xian Yuanchen makes a fuss. Master Lin, don't you know that Brother Mu bought a villa in the villa years ago? Of course we have a place to live. What? Mu Tianan also bought a villa in the villa. Lin Luoran feels that Qingqing Villa is almost occupied by all the people she knows. According to Li Shi, many cultivators also want to move in. Lin Luoran subconsciously ignores a problem. The years Xian Yuanchen mentioned is actually the same year that Lu Jing bought the villa. It's just that the month is different. It's getting dark. Xian Yuanchen throws his muddy clothes to the housekeeper and collapses on the sofa. He says, "Brother, you are so good. You are dating your sister-in-law and you also take me to do farm work. This is the first time in my life that I work in the field." Mu Tianan throws a chestnut picked from Lin's house to Xian Yuanchen's head. "What sister-in-law? Watch your mouth." Xian Yuanchen yells and says a lot of things about forgetting friends for love. "Brother, why do you want me to learn cultivation?" Xian Yuanchen bites the chestnut. It is a raw chestnut. Xian Yuanchen doesn't expect that this ugly nut is crispy and sweet with a soft aftertaste. It is much more delicious than he imagined. Mu Tianan grits his teeth, "Because you have the Taoist root. If you waste it, you will be punished by the gods. Is this the so-called precious thing that you don't have?" Xian Yuanchen has the Taoist root but he is not interested in cultivation. However, Mu Tianan doesn't have it and he longs to suddenly wake up with the Taoist root. Xian Yuanchen still wants to say something, but Mu Tianan throws him some chestnuts. "We are good brothers. I treat you as my brother." Xian Yuanchen nods hard. Mu Tianan also went abroad when he was very young. Xian Yuanchen's family is also in New York. Xian Yuanchen has been following Mu Tianan since he was a child. To put it bluntly, Mu Tianan even took him to see the world in the red light district. They are not biological brothers and many biological brothers are not as close as they are. Mu Tianan pinches a chestnut and says, "That's enough. I told you to cultivate, so you should cultivate. Don't ask so many questions." Xian Yuanchen seems to understand and thinks. The paddy field outside Lin's house is just planted today. In Lin Luoran's space, it is already golden. When the breeze blows, the golden ears of rice and wheat sway like waves in the wind. There are also plump cabbages of rape with small seeds hiding in them. Lin Luoran can't ask others to come here. She has to be busy when others are asleep. Lin Luoran is not so extravagant as to use the water in the small pond to grow rice. She secretly puts her right hand in the pond and draws the water in. Lin Luoran wants to get some fish and shrimps along the way, but she can't get any living things into the space. Lin Luoran has to give up this plan. However, Lin Luoran secretly adds some water from her space to the paddy field beside the lake. She hopes that the effect and taste of the paddy field will be better. Seeing Lin Luoran working hard, the fire phoenix and the silver fish watch the fun, pointing at her. Lin Luoran first cuts down the rape stalks and puts them in the field. It will take a few days to get the seeds. Lin Luoran wants to harvest the wheat in her space. However, she feels stupid after being laughed at by the fire phoenix. Spells are not allowed in her space, but she can do it outside. Lin Luoran cuts down the wheat and rice and takes them to the backyard for threshing. In the dead of night, only Goldie, who has built its nest in the villa, notices that its master is working in the middle of the night. Lin Luoran peels a pile of grains with the spell of the gold. Looking at the jade-like rice and wheat on the ground, Lin Luoran feels the joy of harvest and the sense of accomplishment. She feels that working late at night is worth it. Rice can yield thousands of caddies per mu. Apart from the husk, the weight is also considerable. Once planted, it will be enough for the family to eat for a long time. Lin Luoran puts away the rice and wheat. She can't fall asleep tonight. She goes back to her room and finds the Chronicle of the 9 Provinces sent by Huizhu. She turns to the last page and is in a daze. Mount Penglai is like a mirage. Even if it is elusive, Lin Luoran is not willing to give up. Can Mrs. Lin wait until she finds the Spirit Mountain? Lin Luoran is not sure. She even forgets to think about what if there are no immortals or treasures on Mount Penglai that can help people rebuild the Taoist route. Purple Spirit Smoky's cameo, Xianyuan Chen, has appeared. Scattering Flowers. Chapter 280. Time wouldn't stay in the same place to wait for people in a leisurely day without fighting. When the rice in front of the Lin's house is harvested and a new round of rice is planted, everyone's life starts a new page. Lin Luodong and Huang Weijian are in the third year of middle school. They want to go to the top high school in the R city and study hard every day. For Lin Luodong, turning 15 is also important. He will be 18 in 3 years. Every time he sees Huang Weijian playing with his magic balled pen, he hopes that he can turn 18 soon so that he can make a choice. As for Huang Weijian, his unreliable and mysterious grandfather still doesn't show up. The teenager often speculates whether the old man is tired of raising him, so he throws him to the innocent Lin family like throwing away a burden. However, the advantage of staying in the Lin family is that he feels that if he lets nature take its course, he will reach the middle stage of training qi in less than 2 years. In 2 years, he will be 17. A 17-year-old cultivator in the middle stage of training qi is still very young. He is 2 steps ahead of Lin Luodong. Huang doesn't show it on his face, but he is secretly proud. Li is in her early 20s in the middle period of training qi. It's not that Huang Weijian is more talented than her. It's just that, as the last Confucian cultivator in the world, Huang Weijian's state of mind has an advantage. Luodong once tried to get close to Huang Weijian. The teenagers spend most of their time studying. If there is any change, it must be that the ugly, fatty Ma Ming gradually replaces Wei Shuai and becomes the third person beside Lin Luodong and Huang Weijian. One of the reasons for his estrangement from Wei Shuai was that they had not seen each other for a long time. The other reason was probably that puberty had arrived. Young men and young women were confused about the differences between the sexes in their hearts. It was unlikely for them to play together anymore. Because of Luodong, Huang Weijian has been tutored a lot by Rong. It is inevitable that he will alienate himself from his peers. Only Ma Ming, who is shameless, can drag Huang and Luodong to play games with him occasionally. Wei Shuai is at the age where girls chase after stars and like beautiful clothes. Without common topics, alienation is inevitable. Lin Luodong is disappointed for a while. Lin Luoran comforts him that everyone has different friends at different stages of life. Not all friends can be with each other forever. It's not the death of friendship. It's just that people are growing up. Lin Luodong doesn't really understand. After thinking for a while, he understands. If he and Wei Shuai are good friends, and he is the only one on the road of cultivation in the future, Wei Shuai will definitely die before him. At that time, they will have been friends for decades, and their relationship will be much better than it is now. Maybe Wei Shuai will be the real blow when she loses her best friend. Luodong suddenly understands why the cultivators who come to Lin's family are reluctant to interact with mortals. It will be troublesome if they develop feelings for each other. So, I have to cut off the mortal world if I want to become a cultivator, sister. Lin Luodong is very depressed. He knows that his mother doesn't have the Taoist root. Thinking that his mother may leave them one day, Luodong feels sad and his eyes are wet. Lin Luoran thinks for a while, but she doesn't know how to answer Luodong's question. If one had to sever all ties with the mortal world, become indifferent, and obtain eternal life in solitude, then wouldn't that be even more painful than death? Although there is still no news, Lin Luoran never gives up looking for Mount Penglai. Lin's typhoid pill, of Lin's pharmaceutical factory, has finally gained the recognition of the market within a year. It has gained a huge market share in the state of Huaxia and is now preparing for export. The export price is still 66 yuan, but the currency has been changed to US dollars. Many foreigners scold Lin's for being black-hearted, but Lin's mother doesn't care. As far as Lin Luoran knows, some so-called special medicines imported from abroad are hundreds of times more expensive than typhoid pills. Because of the technology monopoly, patients in the state of Huaxia still have to pay for it. Lin doesn't think that the export price of typhoid pills is expensive at all. In the past 2 years, the Earth's environment has been deteriorating, and the flu every year is getting worse. This country doesn't want to buy it, but many people want it. Speaking of the opening of the market of Lin's typhoid pill, no one would have thought that it was because of the little fatty Ma Ming. Ma Ming has the flu. Huang Weijian dislikes the sound of him snorting in the back seat every day, so he gives him a box of medicine from Lin's house. 2 days later, Ma Ming miraculously recovers from the flu that he has been taking for half a month. His nouveau riche father was surprised and also felt that the medicine was powerful. Anyway, he was going to give out goods for the spring festival. Boss Ma, who had no taboo in doing things, gave every employee in the factory a box of medicine. It was done very well, and the effect was really good. As the saying goes, word of mouth, the effect of Lin's typhoid pill was more powerful than the overwhelming advertising. There was a gap in the market of Rong City, and within a year, it had covered the whole country. Zheng Tian is about to launch another new drug, but Lin Luoran stops him. The reason is that Zheng Tian, the only son of Zheng's group, has finally reached the early stage of training qi from the congenital realm with the help of gathering qi bolus and his own efforts. At the early stage of training qi, even if he can only cast a few simple spells of the 5 elements, Zheng Tian's parents have no objection to his cultivation. What a joke! Others have no way to cultivate. There are even people who burn incense in the Tianfu Square in the R city every day, begging to show up. Now that their son can cultivate and has achieved results, of course, they will no longer object to it. Zheng's spells of the 5 elements are taught by Lin Luoran, so he takes advantage of her. Without Lin Luoran's explicit statement, he still dares not to call her grandmaster openly. However, he fawns on Yuan Yi and calls him big school brother. He hangs around in Lin's house all day long, ready to make it a fact. Anyway, Mr. Lin and Mrs. Lin like him very much because of his sweet mouth. It makes Yuan Yi feel a sense of crisis and he reveals his true nature in the Lin family. Lin Luoran gradually realizes that this apprentice with a pair of honest eyebrows is as slippery as Zheng Tian. Lin Luoran feels that one day, Li Shi may be cheated away by Yuan Ye's glib tongue. Everyone has made progress, but Li Shi is definitely a rising star. At least, no matter where Shiheng goes, there are people who are jealous of him. The most direct way is to praise Li Shi and then show disdain for Shiheng's cultivation. That naturally adorable junior sister Li, who everyone thought was adorable, had officially broken through the middle stage of the qi refining stage at the tender age of 25 and advanced to the late stage of the qi refining stage, becoming the senior sister Li of many people. Alas, the prophecy has come true. Lin Luoran doesn't want Sister Li to become Master Li again, which will make everyone lose hope of her. Lin Luoran has to work hard on cultivation. Wen Guanjing has completed the level of training qi for a long time. In order to increase his chances of laying foundation, he chooses to travel around the world. He is more thoughtful than Li Shi. Li Shi is also a genius of a single nature. The reason why she can enter the late stage of training qi at the age of 25 is partly because of the help of Lin's family and partly because of her simple mind. As for Wen Guanjing, if he wants to lay foundation, he has to improve his state of mind first. Focusing on mountains and rivers is a good choice. As for Lin Luoran, apart from searching for the whereabouts of Mount Penglai, she melts the snow sword which has been stained with devil qi. The process of refining weapons is full of difficulties. Lin Luoran spends a year. On the day when the snow sword regains its luster, she gains not only a flying sword but also an offensive magic circle of the water, which is engraved inside the sword. Lin Luoran thoroughly studies it during the process of refining weapons. She also makes changes to the original protective magic circle of the Qingqing villa with the lake in front of the door. Cultivators without Lin Luoran's jade plate of spiritual mind will be attacked by the spells of the water as soon as they enter the Lin's house. Anyway, without Wen Guanjing's personal ability, if you want to challenge the power of the magic circle, you will probably sink to the bottom of the lake to feed the fish. There is both defense and attack. This is the prototype of the protective magic circle of the mountain. On the day when the magic circle is completed, the crazy Taoist comes to test its power. When he hears that Lin Luoran figured it out by herself, he says in a strange way, "You are not only good at making elixirs, but also a genius in magic circles. You are just like her." Lin Luoran is speechless. If she doesn't have the bead space and countless spirit herbs, the crazy Taoist won't think that she is good at making elixirs. However, according to the crazy Taoist, is her real talent in magic circles? Lin Luoran is excited. She feels that she has her own capital. Even if she suddenly loses the bead one day, she will not be beaten back to her original state. At that time, even if she has no spirit herbs to make elixirs or bead to convert Reiki, she can at least learn to make magic circles and devote her energy to the vast magic circle of cultivation. As for what the crazy Taoist said, "You are just like her," Lin Luoran guesses that he is talking about Jiang Mingyue, who died early. If Jiang Mingyue is good at making magic circles, doesn't it mean that she has learned it from her family? So, the crazy Taoist is good at magic circles. No wonder he can seal the fake saintess. Lin Luoran tries to ask him about magic circles. The crazy Taoist thinks for a while and does not agree immediately. Lin Luoran is a little disappointed. The crazy Taoist says that making magic circles depends on talent. If she can bear essence one day, she can try to explore the first step of the star atlas and figure out her own way to make magic circles. Lin Luoran keeps the crazy Taoist's words in mind. The bright jade steps on the star atlas and Lin Luoran is disappointed. After discussing the magic circle, Lin Luoran holds herself back for a few days. She forces herself not to look at the jade stairs. One day, Lu Jing stumbles to her. "Grandmaster wants you to go." The soul wood has been successfully grown. Lu Jing runs with sweat all over his head. He doesn't even care about his image. It can be seen how urgent he is. Lin Luoran is so surprised that she breaks the porcelain cup in her hand. Chapter 281. Mu Tianan walks to Lin's villa with a large bouquet of roses in his hand. Others may not believe it, but the dewy roses are neither precious species nor imported goods from abroad. If there is something unusual about them, they must be planted by the playboy brother Mu himself. He is immortal without the Taoist root and he is already 35 years old. Although he keeps exercising and practicing ancient martial arts, he is still fit and his skin is not loose. However, Mu Tianan still feels a sense of crisis. Because the woman he likes has made great achievements in personal ability cultivation. She looks like she is in her early 20s. Time has not left any trace on her face. No matter from which angle, she is more attractive than when he first met her. At 35 years old, Mu Tianan is a real bachelor in the eyes of unmarried girls with his family background and wealth. However, Lin Luoran, whom he likes, is not short of money. She is the more mysterious, Master Lin, among the mysterious cultivators in Huaxia. Mu Tiannan's advantage is only for ordinary girls in the secular world. Then, the only thing left for him is probably the sincerity of, "I only take one ladle of beautiful water." Mu Tianan can't imagine that he would do such a stupid thing to Lin's house every day for a year. He puts the roses at the door and comes back quietly. He has been laughed at by Xian Yuanchen for a long time because of this. If 1 year doesn't work, he can send roses for 10 years. Brother Mu originally planned to do so. However, the morning before yesterday, when he was practicing martial arts, he found that his meridians were blocked for the first time. Mu Tianan suddenly realizes that it will be his 36th birthday in a few days. Because he hasn't reached the congenital level, his meridians will be blocked as he grows older. To put it more bluntly, his physical function is going downhill. If he can't push the door of the congenital level, it means that his lifetime achievement will stop at this moment. Watching as his own strength declined instead of increasing, watching as he slowly aged. Was there really not much time left for him to pursue happiness? Mu Tianan thinks about it and feels that boiling a frog in warm water is not his style. Xian Yuanchen also said that it doesn't seem to have the personal charm of Brother Mu. Mu Tianan is ready to take a gamble. If he doesn't put down the flowers today, he will leave quietly. Maybe he can make it clear to him whether it is possible or not. Carefully selected clothes, perfect details, and carefully shaved. All the half-blooming roses in the garden are taken away by Mu Tianan. Anyway, whether he succeeds or not will be decided today. If he fails, these roses will only be eye-catching in the garden. If he succeeds, it will be a contribution to his master. He feels that there is a courageous momentum in his heart. Xian Yuanchen, who is working as an advisor on the side, even feels that the confident Brother Mu who can control his future is back. Third brother, you will succeed. Xian Yuanchen shouted. The man in the mirror is at the most charming age of his life. He is mature with frivolity. This is the real Mu Tianan. He walks slowly to the villa of Lin's family. Lin's family is a little quiet today. The two children are on winter vacation, Li Shi is watering the flowers, and Mr. Lin is fishing. Well, it's a good time to cheer himself up. Take a deep breath and don't be nervous. From the stainless steel door plate, his smile is still perfect. Mu Tianan, you can do it. When he raises his hand and is about to ring the doorbell, the iron door wrapped by flowers is suddenly pulled open. The face of his sweetheart suddenly appears in front of him, which makes Mu Tianan stunned. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Maybe it is a coincidence that God cares for him. Before he holds up the flowers behind him, he sees Lu Zheng behind Lin Luoran without warning. If this is the case, Mu Tianan will be more motivated to confess his love in front of his rival in love. However, the tragic thing is that the eyes of the heroine only stay on his face for a short second. Hey, Master Mu, you are here. We have something urgent to do and have to go out for a while. Wait for me at home. The key word is, we. The tone is not a question, but an affirmative sentence. Mu Tianan feels a little cold in his heart. Lu Zheng adds, we really have something urgent to do. So, it is he who delays the two of them from going somewhere together. Mu Tianan can't think of what kind of urgent thing can make Lin Luoran lose her sense of propriety. He doesn't say any of the lines he has prepared. He moves the flowers aside reflexively. Lin Luoran nods and smiles at him. Then she flashes out of the door. They have walked a few steps to the lake. Mu Tianan grits his teeth and says, Luoran, I have something to say. Just 1 minute, no, 30 seconds, about the two of us. He thinks that if she suddenly turns her head, he will hold the flowers in front of her like magic. This way, the confession will be more formal. Lin Luoran does turn her head, but she doesn't stop. She says 2 words softly, sorry, Mu Tianan can't hear what else she says. His hand holding the bouquet is completely frozen because he sees that Lin Luoran doesn't stop. She turns her head and apologizes. Then, she takes Lu Zheng's hand, and flies into the air. Their clothes are flying. The back of the two of them is enough to blind Mu Tianan's eyes. He suddenly realizes sadly that no matter how many roses he has planted, he can't even get a cup to fly with her. He doesn't have the Taoist root. Mu Tiannan's hard-earned self-confidence is instantly shattered. His hand holding the bouquet falls down powerlessly. The iron gate closes automatically. The flowers with dewdrops are separated at the moment when the iron gate closes. Mu Tianan is holding a handful of broken branches with only the stems. As for the fragrant and delicate petals, they are scattered all over the gate of Lin's house. They fall on the ground and are stained with dust. The crystal dewdrops roll into the soil and disappear instantly, just like Mu Tiannan's unrequited love. Maybe our city is really not a good place for him. Mu Tianan mutters to himself and runs down the mountain in a daze. Book me a flight back to New York tonight. Yes, I want the earliest one. That's all. Did Brother Mu have something to say just now? Lu Zheng is simply trying to find something to say. He will never admit that it is a bit shameful to be carried by Lin Luoran because his personal ability is not high enough. Lin Luoran smiles. Didn't I tell him to wait for me at home? I'll ask him when I get back. I can't wait to see the soul wood. Here we are. Let's go down. The villa is very close to Qingqing Taoist Temple. It takes them only a few minutes to get there. Lin Luoran drags Lu Zheng to land. The crazy Taoist is already waiting in the yard. Follow me. The entrance is a wall of the main room of Qingqing Taoist Temple. This place used to be Huizhu's bedroom. Now the mountain is almost hollowed out by the crazy Taoist and his apprentices. Walking down the spiral stone steps, the terrain becomes more and more open. Lin Luoran's face is illuminated by a burst of green light. This is the first time for her to come to the place where the soul wood is cultivated. Her eyes are full of surprise. She guessed that she might see a tree. However, what appears in front of her is indeed a tree, but it is too big. Looking down from above, the spiral stone steps led all the way to the bottom. The tree had a diameter of more than 10 meters and was as tall as a building with dozens of floors in Chengdu. A single leaf could wrap a person up like a piece of clothing. The veins on the leaf were clear and flowing with green light. Lin Luoran thinks about the soul wood that she has planted in her space for a long time. In reality, it is only 2 years, but in reality, it is hundreds of years old. It is so small that it is not even as tall as Lin Luoran. Lin Luoran gently pinches herself. For the first time, she feels inferior for her space. This is the mature soul wood. If it grows naturally, it will take at least 10,000 years. The crazy Taoist leads the two down. Lin Luoran and Lu Zheng follow behind. Lin Luoran wonders, I remember that it has been planted for less than 2 years. How come? They have come to the bottom, where the dim green light comes from. Lin Luoran sees many egg-sized crystals at the bottom of the root. She can feel the wood reiki without touching it. This is the small wood reiki mine under the Qingqing Taoist Temple. Grandmaster dug it up and used it to accelerate the growth of the soul wood. Lu Zheng explains in a low voice. So, these things are lighter than jade, like polished diamonds, and emit wood reiki. Are they the legendary wood reiki? They look like the diamond of fire that is born with the strange fire. Maybe she has seen the so-called spirit stone long ago, but it is of the nature of fire. Lin Luoran picks up a piece and feels it. Compared with the diamond of fire, the wood reiki in these wood reiki is almost used up because they are used to nourish the soul wood. Master, can we use the soul wood now? Lu Zheng has already said that it is a success. Lin Luoran still can't believe it without hearing the confirmation from the crazy Taoist. The crazy Taoist hesitates for a moment, and Lin Luoran's heart tightens. If Baojia is the only one who uses it, even if it is a success. In fact, this secret spell has cut off the inheritance of the soul wood. This kind of soul wood will never be found on the earth again. As long as she can save Baojia, she doesn't care about the inheritance of the soul wood. Besides, there is another one in her space, but she doesn't dare to say it out. Instead, she asks the crazy Taoist for the reason. After nourishing Baojia's soul, it will wither naturally, and no secret spell can save it. You see it as a mature soul wood, but its potential and vitality have been extracted. In the words of mortals, it is a paper tiger. The crazy Taoist walks around the tree, feeling a little depressed. Lin Luoran and Lu Zheng look at each other, and the latter quickly changes the topic. Grandmaster, what should we do now? Luoran, go back and bring Baojia here. You stay and help me prepare. Lin Luoran nods, but the crazy Taoist stops her. If everything goes well, Baojia will stay here for a long time. You can bring the young man of the Qin family with you. Well, the young man of the Qin family, isn't he Commander Qin? The crazy Taoist is cold-faced but warm-hearted. He obviously cares about Commander Qin, but why doesn't he show it? Lin Luoran climbs out of the mountain and calls Commander Qin. Hearing that it is the crazy Taoist who allows him to come, the old man smilingly promises that he will arrive at Mount Qingqing in half an hour. When Lin Luoran returns home, her parents have already come back. They have already cleaned up the petals on the ground. Lin Luoran doesn't come out and just summon the Lin family. Is Sister Baojia going to be healed? When will she wake up? Lin Luodong asks. Her parents and Li Shi also look at her eagerly. Lin Luoran ponders. She can't answer this question. Baojia is lying on the bed with long hair. She is wearing the ancient costume. The crazy Taoist says that it is a dust-proof costume, so there is no need to change it. Baojia looks like a delicate porcelain doll. She is in a dilemma. Fortunately, Commander Qin arrives soon. Lin Luoran carries Baojia out of the house and doesn't let the Lin family follow her. It is better for fewer people to know that Baojia is healing in the mountain. If Lin Luodong and Li Shi accidentally leak the news, it will be a hidden danger for Baojia. When Lin Luoran and Commander Qin are far away, Mrs. Lin can't help wiping her tears. Baojia is such a good girl. Why does she have to suffer? Mr. Lin pats the back of her hand. Don't be sad. We should be happy that Baojia is cured. This is just a temporary farewell. Li Shi, and Lin Luodong both nod. Mrs. Lin wipes away her tears and smiles. That's right. Baojia will come back alive and well soon. We should be happy. Plus 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 equals. Chapter 282. Commander Qin follows Lin Luoran down the spiral stairs. This old general has seen real guns and bullets, so he is calmer than Lin Luoran when he sees the soul wood. Of course, what makes Commander Qin uneasy is the crazy Taoist. The crazy Taoist looks younger than him. Though Commander Qin is Commander Qin's ancestor, he doesn't dare to call him that without permission. Lin Luoran holds Baojia in her arms and walks to the end. She finds that the crazy Taoist and his apprentice have dug a big hole in the middle of the soul wood. The ground is covered with broken wood. Looking at the size of the tree hole, Lin Luoran's mouth is dry. Are you going to let Baojia lie in it? It feels weird to put a person in a living towering tree. When the cut of the tree is closed, will Baojia suffocate to death? How can she be fed? Lin Luoran is full of questions. The crazy Taoist doesn't get angry. Instead, he laughs. She is not only the only child of the Qin family but also the last child of the Jiang family. I won't hurt her, will I? Boy of the Qin family, what about you? Don't you have any questions? Lin Luoran blushes, but Commander Qin is straightforward. You can make the decision about Baojia. Since Baojia's grandfather and great-great-grandfather have said so, Lin Luoran has nothing else to say. She has to carefully put Baojia in the tree hole according to the crazy Taoist's order. The tree hole is wide enough for a person to stand. Lin Luoran carries Baojia in. Thinking that she hasn't seen her friend for a long time, she is a little reluctant to put Baojia down. Baojia's hair is too long. Lin Luoran remembers that Baojia has just turned her snow sword into Devil Reiki a few days ago. The sword of bright snow is more powerful when combined. Separated, it is enough for her to fight against enemies. When Lin Luoran first knew about Baojia's Taoist root, she wanted to give her a flying sword of the water element. However, in order to encourage Baojia to learn spells earlier, Lin Luoran didn't give Baojia the gift she promised. Who knows that Baojia has been sleeping since she went to the desert? Lin Luoran coils up Baojia's hair and puts the hairpin of a phoenix in her hair. The gift is a little late, but there will be a surprise when Baojia wakes up. The crazy Taoist touches his greasy beard and glances at everyone. The next second, Lin Luoran feels the spell of a cultivator in the level of bearing essence for the first time. There is no dazzling halo effect or any hand gestures. The crazy Taoist just raises his right hand and the pieces of wood start to spin. To be exact, only a part of it is like a jigsaw puzzle being inlaid on the tree. The big hole, which is big enough for a person to bend down, disappears in front of everyone. There are also cracks on the broken pieces. The rest of the wood is refined into a pool of green liquid by the crazy Taoist, and the cracks are repaired little by little. From the outside, people who don't know anything won't find that there is a hollow part in the middle of the soul wood and a person is hiding in it. Lin Luoran also checks with her spiritual mind. The tree is a tree and Baojia's breath is perfectly hidden. Master, is it done? Lin Luoran checks the appearance of the soul wood. Even the parts of the book cover are exactly the same. What kind of spell can restore a piece of wood to its original state? The crazy Taoist shakes his head. Let's go up first. Commander Qin walks in the front, followed by Lu Zheng. Lin Luoran is reluctant to leave. Halfway up the stone stairs, the crazy Taoist stops. Girl Lin, do you want to learn magic circles? Today, I will perform for free. Watch carefully. The crazy Taoist is going to make a magic circle. Not only Lin Luoran, but also Lu Zheng is not allowed to touch it. They stare at it and don't want to blink. The crazy Taoist moves his fingers. A lot of blue stones appear out of nowhere on the ground where they are standing and the green walls around. Under the control of the crazy Taoist, the blue stones slowly rise into the air. Lin Luoran breathes heavily. She is so familiar with these stones. They are Reiki gathering stones. However, the stones in the crazy Taoist's hands are better than the one Lin Luoran found in terms of color and texture. It seems that the crazy Taoist is not going to use the Reiki gathering stones as the core of the magic circle, but as the nodes of the magic circle. How extravagant! Each of these stones is as big as a basketball. They rotate in a fixed orbit like stars. The crazy Taoist concentrates on controlling them and slightly adjusts their orbit from time to time. Lin Luoran tries her best to remember the orbit and the position of the stones. These are the lines and nodes of the magic circle. More importantly, this is a brand new magic circle, which has nothing to do with the attack and the defense that Lin Luoran has learned. Lu Zheng is also watching at the beginning. After a while, he feels dizzy and the lines and nodes in his head are all messed up. He finally understands why the crazy Taoist doesn't ask him to learn magic circles. Is it because his cultivation is too low? He can only close his eyes to digest the parts he has memorized. He can't understand it if his cultivation is not high enough. If he keeps watching, he will hurt himself. This magic circle is more complicated than the protective magic circle and the water magic circle in the snow sword combined. Lin Luoran holds on longer than Lu Zheng. She has memorized most of it. She also feels the pain of being pricked by a needle in her head. Lin Luoran has to give up because she can't watch it anymore. The crazy Taoist is also finishing the adjustment of the magic circle. He flicks his fingers and the Reiki gathering stones are shot into the ground, the mountain wall, or even the top of the cave which is close to the ground. The crazy Taoist has started the last step of the magic circle, the enchantment. 2 streams of Wakan pour out from his fingertips, one blue and the other green. The crazy Taoist is also a cultivator of water and wood. Is it a coincidence? Or is it because the blood of Baojia's family is the blood of Jiuli that the crazy Taoist mentioned? Lin Luoran may never be able to solve these mysteries, but she is moved by the scene in front of her. Rapid water rushes out from the mountain wall. Lin Luoran thinks it is a flash flood. However, the crazy Taoist says, "You guys go out first." Time waits for no man. No matter how many questions Lin Luoran has, she has to leave with Commander Qin and Lu Zheng first. As soon as she rushes out of the ground, she feels the ground is shaking violently. Is it an earthquake or something wrong with the magic circle set by the crazy Taoist? Lin Luoran has no time to think. With a flash of sword light, she flies up with Commander Qin and Lu Zheng. In the air, the 3 of them see the old house of Qingqing Taoist Temple, collapsing. Lin Luoran is speechless. If Huizhu knows that she has destroyed the old houses of Qingqing Taoist Temple, he may disregard his oath and jump out to fight with her. Hundreds of years ago, the beautifully carved beams, the carefully fired blue bricks, the carefully maintained flowers and trees in the flower beds, and the traces of hundreds of years of life in the Qingqing Taoist temple are now buried under the ruins. Well, Lin Luoran will also go mad if she sees anyone who has ruined Lin's family like this. However, where is the crazy Taoist? Lin Luoran ignores the exclamation and excitement of Commander Qin. She starts to worry about the crazy Taoists at in the alley diagonally across from the Temple of Marquis of Wu. A new tenant moved in a few days ago. He bought a shop and is going to open a flower shop. This area is full of old houses, and it is planned as a tourist attraction. Therefore, the old houses are preserved because they are not in line with the interests of real estate developers. The shop was on the first floor, and there was a small courtyard behind it. The shop was on the first floor, and the small courtyard at the back could also accommodate a family. Today, the hostess of the flower shop does not open for business. She is directing a truck to hang a flower tree wrapped in plastic film from the wall into the yard. Because of the plastic film, the neighbors don't know what kind of tree it is. However, judging from the owner's love for the tree, it should be a precious species. Because the hostess is beautiful and cheerful, she becomes friends with the neighbors after moving in for a few days. The hostess, who sells Tibetan jewelry, looks at the tree curiously with a glass of water in her hand. Yang, what kind of tree is this? It must be expensive, right? The hostess, who is called Yang, shakes her head with a smile. It's just a common species. I have planted it for many years. I have moved several times, but I still can't bear to throw it away. Some people like pets, and some like flowers. It's not strange that some people like trees. The hostess puts this matter aside and asks Yang to have lunch at her house. How can I do that? I have had 2 meals at your house, Sister Dong. Speaking of 2 meals, Yang blushes and feels a little embarrassed. The hostess, whose surname is Dong, waves her hand. What are you talking about? My son said your yam ribs are delicious. I want to learn from you. That's a deal. Come to my house for lunch at noon. Yang has no choice but to agree. After a while, the tree is placed in the yard. The people from the transportation company come to her and ask if she needs workers to help her plant the tree. The hostess smiles and refuses. She shows her beautiful dimples while speaking. The neighbors are so kind. I have asked them to help me plant the tree. I don't want to bother you. The people from the transportation company don't force her. Miss Yang, since the goods have been delivered, please sign here. The hostess nods and takes the pen. She signs the name Yang Lisha in the blank space. The name is very common, but the handwriting is really good. The handwriting is like the person, warm and cheerful. After seeing off the people from the transportation team, Yang Lisha doesn't ask the neighbors to plant the tree as she said. Instead, she puts some bonsai and flowers in the yard. After watering them, the hostess of the Tibetan jewelry shop asks her to have lunch. Yang Lisha, who looks to be in her early 20s, has a natural affinity. She is sweet and funny when she talks, which makes the hostess's parents-in-law, who are not easy to talk to, like her very much and keep putting food on her plate. After lunch, the hostess asks if Yang Lisha needs help to plant the tree. Yang Lisha takes the initiative to help clean up the dishes. The guys from the transportation team have already helped me. I can do a little thing. Don't worry, Sister Dong. Business is good in the afternoon, so the proprietress of the Tibetan ornament shop forgets about going to see what kind of tree Yang Lisha loves. In the backyard of Yang's small flower shop, Yang Lisha cuts the plastic film. Somehow, she has the strength to erect the acacia tree, which is so big that one person has to hold his arms around it. She plants it in a big pit that she has already dug. She is so careful that she doesn't knock off the flower buds on the tree. The crown of the acacia tree is like clouds. It almost covers the whole yard. The thick branches make it hard for others to see the yard. Yang Lisha covers the acacia tree with soil carefully and waters it. She looks a little tired. We are together again. Do you like our new home? Yang Lisha leans her face on the tree. She looks like a coquettish sister. She is so warm that it is refreshing, like the half-open gladiolus in the yard. The spring sun is warm. Maybe she is tired after moving. She falls asleep after leaning on the tree for a while. The character, Yang Lisha. Chapter 283. Lin Luoran and the other two on the flying sword are worried. They haven't seen the crazy Taoist for a long time and the ground has stopped shaking. Lu Zheng is going to look for him. Lin Luoran directs the flying sword to land. Commander Qin is still shaking when he sees a black shadow thrown into the air by the huge impact from the pile of bricks. The splashing bricks and tiles hit on Lin Luoran's protective cover like rain. Lin Luoran squints and looks at the sky. The UFO is in a mess. Its robe is no longer the original color. Who else can it be but the crazy Taoist? Lu Zheng's expression is also strange. Lin Luoran kind of understands what he is thinking. Who is Commander Qin acting like? He is obviously the descendant of the crazy Taoist. Sure enough, the bloodline connection can't be cut off by cultivation or Taoist root. The crazy Taoist adjusts his direction and lands. His face is covered with dust. He asks Lin Luoran to go for a walk with him, regardless of his disciple's paralyzed face. The houses of the Qingqing Taoist temple have collapsed and the place is covered with dust. Lin Luoran doesn't want to stay here anymore. She guesses that the crazy Taoist may have something to say to her, so she follows him. Lu, can I still call you that now? Commander Qin suddenly asks when they are far away. Lu Zheng is stunned. Since Baojia was hurt by Zhou Yaowei, the relationship between the Qin and the Lu family has fallen to the freezing point. Later, Baojia started her cultivation and he broke off the engagement with the Qin family. Lu Zheng hasn't been called Lu by Commander Qin for a long time. With some nostalgia, Lu Zheng nodded heavily. Lin Luoran walks with the crazy Taoist in the forest. The crazy Taoist acts like a lunatic. Lin Luoran thinks that he is soft-hearted. He even avoids stepping on grass. Master, how is Baojia? The crazy Taoist doesn't speak for a long time. Lin Luoran is the only one who can break the silence. The crazy Taoist jumps on a tall pine tree. Come here. They stand on a pine branch and look down at the mountain. The crazy Taoist pinches a troublesome squirrel and says, I thought you were going to ask about the magic circle. Didn't you say you were going to learn it a few days ago? The sky is blue and the mountains are green. The weather is really nice today. Lin Luoran releases the squirrel thrown by the crazy Taoist. Compared with the magic circle, I am more concerned about Baojia. Master, can you tell me honestly how long it will take for Baojia to wake up? The crazy Taoist made such a scene today that he even blew up the Qingqing Taoist temple. Lin Luoran has a feeling that it will be more difficult for Baojia to gather her spiritual mind than she expected. The crazy Taoist pauses. You are smarter than I thought. He points at the misty Qingqing mountains. The soul wood and Baojia are now trapped in a place under this mountain. The magic circle set by the old Taoist is called the yin-yang dust circle. It nourishes Baojia's body with the vitality of the wood reiki mine and the water reiki of the Dujiang River to moisturize the mountain. The soul wood is the core of the circle and the power of the magic circle helps the soul wood to function normally. To be honest, once the enchantment is completed, this is a dead circle where one can only leave but not enter. The yin-yang dust circle draws the vitality of the mountain and the reiki of the Dujiang River. The more Lin Luoran hears, the colder she feels. The more power the crazy Taoist uses, the more serious Baojia's situation is. Why does he set up a dead circle where one can only enter but not leave? Does the crazy Taoist need to be afraid of anyone with his power? Wait. Lin Luoran suddenly gets the key point. Master, do you mean that only Baojia can come out by herself when she wakes up? No one else can go in. What if the water changes or a real earthquake changes the direction of the mountain? What about Baojia? The crazy Taoist is a little arrogant. The yin-yang dust circle hides the soul wood in this mountain. When the mountain moves, the circle moves. Where can a grain of dust stay? In fact, it is not a dead circle. If you gather vitality one day and Baojia is still naughty and doesn't want to wake up, you can also break the circle and have a look. Gather vitality. Lin Luoran can't help shaking her feet. She doesn't have the chance to break the curse of the world of cultivation on the earth and reach gathering vitality. Even if she can, how long will it take her? 300 years or 500 years? It turns out that Baojia needs to sleep for so long. Don't think that the old Taoist's words are unreliable. The soul wood is a famous spirit wood in the old days. It has a miraculous effect on nourishing the spirit. Baojia is not the only one who has lost her spiritual mind in such a big world. Many people know that you are looking for the soul wood. Those who are afraid of the old Taoist are nothing to worry about, but there are always some hidden forces. In order to get the effect of the holy wood, they may pull Baojia out of the tree and lie in it themselves. Lin Luoran feels cold all over. Why didn't she think of this? The crazy Taoist is really powerful, but is there really no other bearing essence cultivators in the state of Huaxia? Lin Luoran has a glimpse of the giant turtle in the undersea passage. Every time she feels proud, she will think of it. It is the unfathomable giant turtle. The crazy Taoist sees her changing expression and laughs. You worry too much. Although the earth is dangerous, it is very safe for Baojia to heal her wounds in the Qingqing mountain unless she can step on my dead body and happens to be good at magic circles. Lin Luoran feels sad. Hearing this, her worries are not unreasonable. The earth is very dangerous. What if it is not cultivators but the current technology? Like missiles or nuclear bombs, can they break the circle? The crazy Taoist stares at her with a strange look. Who would blow up this place with missiles? Lin Luoran whispers a few words and the crazy Taoist's face darkens. I didn't expect that. Girl, you have a lot of thoughts. The crazy Taoist has been away from the secular world for a long time. Nowadays, people are so impetuous that they even dare to eat babies for health. If a powerful politician happens to suffer from brain death and wants to live again, he will find an excuse to do a military exercise. What if he really blows up the Qingqing mountain range? After hearing Lin Luoran's words, the crazy Taoist is not anxious anymore. He touches his greasy beard and looks like a swindler. Do you know, what is a dust? Do you know what is a dust? Lin Luoran wakes up from meditation. The nodes are shining like stars in the sky. Even though the crazy Taoist has carved the magic circle in her head, it is still covered by a layer of fog. Lin Luoran can't see the operation of the yin and yang dust circle clearly. It takes her a long time to understand the crazy Taoist's question. What is a dust? When the mountain moves, the circle moves with it and turns into a grain of dust. If you can't find the circle at all, how can you break it? Even if you cut the mountain flat, it may hide in a grain of dust at your feet. You can't find it. Lin Luoran remembers that she also asked if she is lucky enough to gather vitality one day and Baojia hasn't come out. The circle is hidden in the mountains, deep under the ground, or under a small stone by the stream. How can she find it? At that time, the crazy Taoist's face is not clear because of the light. Lin Luoran only hears him saying in a bewitching voice, so, you have to understand this circle when you gather vitality. Remember, you have to understand its essence, not simply setting it up. Then you will know how to close it. Lin Luoran stretches and the door is knocked loudly. Chapter 284. After the winter vacation, Lin Luodong starts to go to school. Lin's vacation is also over. After moving back to the R city, Li finally finds someone to talk with her about growing flowers. How to put it? Lin Luoran doesn't know whether Li Shi, who has the nature of gold, has chosen the wrong hobby. In the Reiki atmosphere of Lin's house, it is lucky that 2 or 3 out of 10 of her plants can survive, no matter they are expensive or ordinary. After the death of several precious flowers, Lin Luoran has to observe how Li grows flowers in person. How to put it? It's not that Li doesn't care about flowers, but that she cares about them too much. It's like raising a child. Huang Weijian is the free-range type, so he is like the orchids in the mountain stream, stubborn and wild. Lin Luodong is like the bitter type, so he is transplanted to a greenhouse after experiencing hardships. Everything is just right. However, Ma Ming, the little fatty, is too fat. His branches and leaves are too big, which is beyond the beauty of ordinary children. Li's way of raising flowers is just like Ma Ming's child. The soil is still wet. She often worries about the flowers and plants, so she overwaters them. It was obvious that the flower was already full of fat and had lost its beauty, but she still secretly fertilized it, giving it too much nutrition. What's wrong with your peony? When Lin Luoran comes out, Li is holding a pot of ancient peony. The name of the flower is Nature's Masterpiece. It is dignified and beautiful. It is a rare famous flower. However, this is the condition when it was bought a few days ago. Now, the branches and leaves are all over the place. It is not a famous flower at all. If the pot is not changed, Lin Luoran almost can't recognize that this is the Nature's Masterpiece she bought a few days ago. She puts a mass of wood reiki into the peony, and the peony regains some vitality. Li is relieved and decides to keep the peony for a few more days. Lin Luoran's wood reiki is very effective. The next day, the peony is full of vitality. On the third day, the leaves of the peony stretch out again, just like when it was just bought. The branches are hard and the leaves are thin. The big leaves are at the edge and the small leaves are dense in the middle. The peony is like a famous flower. Li is happy and admires Lin Luoran again. Things change on the fifth day. The peonies turn yellow again. This time, Lin pays more attention to the peonies because some vegetables and fruit trees in Lin's family are also damaged. They are in the same state as Li Shi's peonies. This is so unusual. Since Lin's house was surrounded by magic circles and Lin Luoran, the humanoid converter, has been living in the house, the Lin's house has become a small world of its own. Everything grows. Vegetables and fruit trees have never encountered such a disease. Was it an illness, or an injury? Where did you get these pots of flowers? Li Shi's Nature's Masterpiece is the first to have a problem. Lin Luoran checks it and finds nothing. Li Shi thinks for a while and counts with her fingers. I got a Sushin orchid from the mountains. It can live for a long time. Of course, I brought it here. The rest are bought from the flower market. Oh, I remember. This Nature's Masterpiece is a gift from Fatty Chui. Fatty Chui, you are such a tragedy. Li Shi doesn't even remember the valuable peonies he gave her. In the backyard of Lin's house, there are vegetables and fruit trees. Li Shi's flowers and plants and Cyan Little Fox's medicine garden. Lin Luoran walks around the island and wants to check it out. As soon as she is on the island, Cyan Little Fox jumps to her feet and pulls her trousers. The spirit herbs are also dispirited. Lin Luoran looks at Cyan Little Fox suspiciously. Are you saying that Goldie did this? Goldie also likes spirit herbs, but it is not interested in Li's potted flowers. In Goldie's eyes, those ordinary flowers are no different from weeds on the ground. Therefore, the Cyan Little Fox says that Goldie has been wandering around the medicine garden, so it is the biggest suspect. However, Lin Luoran can't believe it. If Goldie didn't do this and it has been around the medicine garden, does it mean that Goldie has sensed something wrong? Goldie comes back late at night. Seeing Lin Luoran in the bamboo forest, Goldie rushes to her. The coldness it shows in front of outsiders is gone. It puts a Ganoderma in Lin Luoran's hand. It seems that the Ganoderma is old. Lin Luoran wonders, why don't you eat the Ganoderma? Goldie barks and throws the Ganoderma on the ground. It pulls Lin Luoran's sleeve and asks her to go inside. Lin Luoran and Goldie are connected. Obviously, Goldie has found something. Lin Luoran hides in the bamboo house and holds the cyan little fox, which is going to argue with Goldie. Goldie flies to the roof and the island is quiet again. The sound of insects around the pond gradually fades. The sky is getting bright. This is the time when people are most sleepy. Even cyan little fox is dozing off. Lin Luoran is still staring at the Ganoderma on the ground. This is the bait that Goldie found for her. However, what on earth was it that made Xiaojin so carefully trap it? At the moment when light and darkness alternate, Lin Luoran blinks. Goldie rushes to the ground and grabs the Ganoderma with its claws. Caught. What is it? Lin Luoran can't even see it. Lin Luoran rushes out of the house and carefully takes the broken Ganoderma from Goldie's claws. A living creature with the same color as the Ganoderma is wriggling. Wrapped by Lin Luoran's Reiki, it doesn't resist at all. Instead, it gives up the Ganoderma and lies on Lin Luoran's palm. Lin Luoran is shocked. Though she may be using adjectives indiscriminately, she has to admit that the little bug is turning transparent again. What surprises Lin Luoran is that it is eating the Reiki wrapped around it. Lin Luoran takes out a green spirit herb to tease it. As expected, the bug, which is as thick as Lin Luoran's finger and less than 5 centimeters long, rushes to the spirit herb. After touching the spirit herb, the bug turns green again. Why is a bug that can change color and lives by eating Reiki in her house? Lin Luoran thinks for a while and takes out the bamboo tube that Yuan Yi used to send her the butterfly bush flower. She puts the bug in the tube and decides to ask the fire phoenix in the space. Unexpectedly, the antique bird, which has lived for many years, is confused after hearing Lin Luoran's words. The silver fish tilts its head and thinks for a while, it shouldn't be here. It shouldn't be here. Does the silver fish know what it is? I remember I've seen it before. In the transmission circle, it doesn't have a proper name. People call it Reiki swallowing bug. It's useless. Monsters like to call it to find spirit mines. It dies with a pinch. The silver fish sits on the swing. The fire phoenix blows and the swing swings. Reiki swallowing bug? Can this little thing find spirit mines? Lin Luoran's eyes light up. She asks casually, what is the transmission circle? Is it easy to catch? Lin Luoran should catch a bunch of them and put them all over the world as coolies. In this way, the Lin family won't have to worry about their cultivation anymore. The interstellar transmission circle. Your personal ability is so low and you can't go there. You'd better not catch them. Lin Luoran nods. It turns out to be the interstellar transmission circle. She gets the message and is about to leave. Then she realizes something. Wait, what did the silver fish say? Interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran almost loses a watermelon to pick up a sesame seed. This news is 100 times more important than the Reiki swallowing bug. The fire phoenix looks at her warily and turns back. Woman, what are you up to this time? They have been talking with Lin Luoran for a long time. The fire phoenix doesn't put on airs anymore. She no longer calls Lin, Your Majesty. When it comes to Lin Luoran, the silver fish is gentle and timid, while the fire phoenix always attacks Lin Luoran. Lin Luoran ignores it. Little fish, do you know about the interstellar transmission circle? Is it the kind that teleports people to other planets? The silver fish asks the fire phoenix to swing higher and higher. Obviously, the question doesn't catch its attention. I've been there before. I forgot the way. I've forgotten a lot of things since I woke up. It's so strange. Lin Luoran can't lose her temper because she hasn't received any news yet. One of the main reasons why the fire phoenix doesn't treat her well is that she killed the silver fish when it was in the chaos of wisdom. That's why the silver fish lost its memory and inheritance and became as simple-minded as a little girl. Lin Luoran's words make her burst into tears. In fact, it is the silver fish that swallowed the bead. Well, it is her fault that she took the ice grass that the little silver fish has been guarding for a long time. Is she going to challenge the silver fish to a duel after it finishes its evolution? To be honest, she only followed the silver fish because it was so fast. If she knew it was a mutant, she would have run away as fast as she could. Hearing that the silver fish forgot the way and the fire phoenix is staring at her, Lin Luoran feels that she is out of the space. She remembers that the first symptom was the peony given by Fatty Chui. If she can figure out the origin of the peony, she will have some clues about where the Reiki swallowing bug came from. If she can investigate it step by step, she may find out the location of the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran feels out the jade stairs. The star atlas she once saw is already so dazzling. How vast is the real starry sky? Did the nascent soul cultivators go to other planets through the teleportation array? Would that place be a fertile land for cultivation? These questions are bothering Lin Luoran. Her mood is up and down, just like when she first learned that there are other cultivators on the earth. She always yearns for the starry sky above her head. In the space, the silver fish is done swinging. It suddenly makes a sound of surprise. The fire phoenix asks it what's wrong. The silver fish pats its back with its tail. Did she just ask me about the interstellar transmission circle? I don't remember the way, but I suddenly remember the general direction. Well, forget it. Her personal ability is so low. If she can't come back, there will be no one to talk to us. The fire phoenix says disdainfully, it's just a short distance. You latecomers don't need the transmission circle. Why don't you just fly out? The silver fish is not angry. Without the transmission circle, we will be hurt. Why didn't you leave when you remembered the transmission circle? I heard from that woman that the Earth is now a waste star. There are no big monsters. The silver fish thinks for a long time but can't remember. It giggles, I forgot. Forgetting who she used to be and why she stayed, the carefree silver fish also feels sad. Chapter 285. The pot of nature's masterpiece that Fatty Chui gave to Li Shi was given to him by a jade merchant who had dealings with him. However, Fatty Chui didn't like flowers and plants, and Lucy was too naughty. It would be a waste to leave such a famous flower at home, so he gave it to Li Shi. My friend told me that he bought it from a new flower shop opposite the temple of the Marquis of Wu. Is it fake? Lin Luoran is speechless. Fatty Chui is used to selling jade, so it has become a habit for him to doubt the authenticity of something. Of course the flower is real. It's of good quality, so I'm going to visit the shop owner again. Do you know the specific address? Fatty Chui laughs and says, go ahead. It's easy to find. It's in the alley diagonally opposite the temple of the Marquis of Wu. The shop owner's surname is Yang, and she's quite young. You can ask her. In fact, his friend said that the young female shop owner is more interesting than the flower. Otherwise, why would he spend so much money on a pot of peony that he knows nothing about? Lin Luoran gets the address and makes an appointment with Li Shi to see the flower. They drive to the flower shop. It's not far. The alley is quite lively. As Fatty Chui said, it's easy to find the flower shop because this is the only flower shop selling potted plants in the alley. There are not many people looking at the flowers. Lin Luoran takes a look at the flowers on display outside. The prices range from hundreds to thousands of yuan. Nowadays, one can buy a small potted plant for 10 yuan to decorate a house. People who don't really love flowers can't accept the high-end flowers that cost a month's salary. Lin Luoran sees two old men staring at an orchid with a magnifying glass. It seems that they are trying to confirm the authenticity of the species. There are indeed many tourists looking at the flowers from afar. The flowers are delicate, and they may break the leaves or even the flowers. People who look at the flowers up close have the purchasing power. Therefore, the shop owner is really free. Seeing Lin Luoran and Li Shi coming in, the young shop owner hesitates for a while and then smiles and says, please feel free to take a look. Lin Luoran turns her eyes from the orchid to the shop owner. The shop owner is young, in his early 20s. Ordinary people will be impressed by his looks. However, Lin Luoran has seen many beauties in the world of cultivation. White Fairy is extremely beautiful, Xian Yuanping is also beautiful, and Li Shi, can be the queen of the entertainment circle even if she doesn't know how to act. However, the shop owner, how to put it? None of her facial features is particularly outstanding, but she looks comfortable. Especially the looming dimples when she talks, she looks very amiable. Her qi and blood are the same as ordinary people. Lin Luoran is worried. Lin Luoran never feels close to someone just because of their appearance. The only exception is Xian Yuanping. When Xian Yuanping talks and smiles, Lin Luoran's family is totally defenseless. Lin Luoran has suffered a great loss, which is still fresh in her memory. Here's the thing. My sister likes flowers and plants very much. Someone sent her a peony a few days ago. The peony's leaves are withering. We tried many ways to cure it, but it didn't work. So, I want to ask the shop owner if there is any way to cure it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My friend said it was bought in your shop. Lin Luoran's words sound like an unreasonable person who blames the seller for the illness of the flower. If they are not women, the two old men would stand up and say something fair. Yang Lisha smiles and asks politely, "Dear customer, my surname is Yang. Do you remember when you bought the pot of flour? We have a record of all the goods we sell. Of course, even if you bought it from another shop, I can still check it for you." It's a perfect answer. Yang Lisha's response makes the customers in the shop nod secretly and sigh at the girl's generosity. Lin Luoran is surprised, someone else gave it to me. I really don't remember when I bought it. Yang Lisha keeps the smile on her face, it doesn't matter if you can't remember. Can you tell me more about the symptoms? I don't know anything about it. All I know is that the leaves are withering and yellow. Lin Luoran is really like a layman who has money but doesn't know how to spend it. Seeing the two old men finally show an expression, Lin Luoran adds, "But I brought the flower." Can you take it out and show it to Miss Yang? Li Shi, comes in with a pot of withered peony in her arms. The two old men peek at it and whisper, "It looks like the famous Yangzhou peony we bought last time. It turns out that we sold it to them. It's a pity that it's like this." Li Shi's words hit Li Shi's sore spot. She doesn't care about respecting the old and stares at the two old men who talk too much. Yang Lisha's eyes brighten up when she sees the peony. She says, "It was sold in the shop. I'm afraid that aphids are eating the roots. If you trust me, you can leave the peony here. I'll kill all the aphids in a few days and raise the flower to be more healthy. You can come back to pick it up." While she is talking, she blocks the unlocked door of the backyard. Lin Luoran is taller, so she sees many more valuable flowers in the yard. There is a big tree in the yard. It looks like the acacia tree Lin Luoran has seen in a picture book before. The two old men are singing praises for the owner of the shop, saying that she is good at growing flowers and that most of the flowers here are cultivated by her. Li Shi wants to say something, but Lin Luoran nods and says yes. Lin Luoran leaves her address and contact information. She orders a few pots of flowers and leaves the shop. Li Shi has been with Lin Luoran for a long time. She knows that Lin Luoran doesn't just come to return the flowers. Li Shi doesn't say anything until the car is far away. Lin Luoran creates a mini-world to block the outside world. Li Shi takes a deep breath and asks, "Sister, are we going to do something?" "Good. You've made some progress." Li Shi pouts, "I'm not a 3-year-old kid." "Sister, is the shop owner also a cultivator? Is she a devil cultivator?" "I don't see it at all." Lin Luoran chuckles, "I don't see it either." Li Shi's eyes light up, "Then there must be something wrong." Yes, there must be something wrong if Lin Luoran can't see anything. At such a young age, he came across a flower shop that only sold expensive flowers and plants. Wasn't he afraid of thieves coveting it? The acacia tree in the backyard is full of wood reiki, nourishing all the flowers in the yard. However, the shop owner Yang has no personal ability at all. The reiki-devouring bug entered Lin's house by hiding in a peony that was sold. Why didn't the reiki-devouring bug choose the acacia tree, which is full of wood reiki? Instead, it sucked the ordinary peony. There is only one explanation. It was raised by the shop owner, so it didn't dare to touch the acacia tree without the owner's permission. Lin Luoran takes a look at the name card. Yang Lisha. It's really an ordinary name. However, the mystery will be solved tonight. Lin Luoran thinks of the reiki-devouring bug she left at home. Miss Yang will come to her if she can't find it. She wonders if the moonlight is good tonight. Soon after Lin Luoran leaves, Yang Lisha closes the door early today. She pulls out the peony and turns over the soil carefully. You little thing, you are hiding in the peony. I almost sold you. Fortunately, the two little cultivators didn't know you and sent you back because they couldn't cure the flower. The two little cultivators indeed don't know the reiki-devouring bug, but Lin Luoran has 2 living dictionaries in her space. Yang Lisha has no way to know, but she soon frowns. The soil in the flower pot is scattered on the ground, but there is no trace of the reiki-devouring bug. Yang Lisha doesn't suspect Lin Luoran yet. She frowns because she thinks the reiki-devouring bug is hiding in someone else's house. Thinking of Lin Luoran's personal ability, Yang Lisha suddenly comes to her senses. She takes the address book and looks at it. Her frown gradually disappears. It's you. Fate has brought us together. She replants the peony and moves it under the acacia tree. She washes her hands and sweeps a ladybug off the trunk. I didn't expect to find the person so soon. Although he is not the owner, he is not far from it. Voidy, are you helping me? The acacia tree with a name stands quietly in the yard and doesn't respond to Yang Lisha's question. Yang Lisha stands under the tree for a while. She seems to want to blink back the tears in her eyes and raises her head. Night falls quickly. Li Shi is too excited to sleep. She is driven to sleep by Lin Luoran and peeks outside the window. Lin Luoran makes a pot of scented tea on the stone table in the front yard. The koi fish in the fish tank jump out of the water from time to fight for the peanuts Lin Luoran throws into the tank. The peanuts are plump. They can be eaten today even if they were ordered yesterday. They are products of the space. Seeing the koi fish go crazy again, Lin Luoran can imagine how they taste. Lin Luoran feels that the protective circle she has worked so hard to set up is moved. Before the attack circle of the water circle can exert its power, it becomes dim again. The figure who appears on the wall seems to be just an ordinary person. Everything is just a lie told by the circle. Seeing that Lin Luoran is sitting in the yard and drinking tea, as if she is not surprised at all, the figure pauses and jumps off the wall. Are you waiting for me? Does the female cultivator see through Lin Luoran? Yang Lisha hesitates for a while. Then she sits down and pours herself a cup of scented tea. The tea is delicious, but she still doesn't believe that the female cultivator has seen through her. Lin Luoran puts the bamboo tube on the stone table and says with a faint smile, I also know that you are here for it. Yang Lisha is not surprised. It turns out that you also know the reiki swallowing bug. Since you have it, why are you willing to take it out? In the current environment where reiki is scarce, a spirit mine is thousands of times more valuable than before. Reiki swallowing bug is such a good helper. Lin Luoran takes a sip of tea. Chapter 286. Lin Luoran stares at Yang Lisha's expression and doesn't want to miss any emotion. After hearing what Lin Luoran says, Yang Lisha's expression becomes very strange. She wants to laugh but doesn't. It's hard for her to hold back her laughter. Yang Lisha shows her dimples again. I don't know what you are talking about. What a perfect and ignorant expression. Li Shi hides in the dark and doesn't understand what Lin Luoran is talking about. Lin's house is so quiet tonight. Except for the two people in the yard, there is no sound. Why are Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi sleeping so soundly? Lin Luoran doesn't force her. She refills her cup of tea. Should I call you Miss Yang or Senior Yang? It's so strange that I can't see through your personal ability. Lin Luoran can't see through Yang Lisha's personal ability even with her clear eyes. She feels that she is very bold to pluck the hair of a tiger. You don't look like a cultivator. Maybe you are something else. Lin Luoran murmurs to herself. Yang Lisha is covered with the fragrance of various flowers and plants. It doesn't smell bad, but Lin Luoran feels that there is another fragrance that she is very familiar with. Yang Lisha takes the bamboo tube on the table with one hand. It's late. I won't bother you anymore. I'll send you the flowers you ordered another day. Lin Luoran doesn't stop her from taking the Reiki devouring worm. Yang Lisha stops and turns back with a smile. Are you going to let me go like this? If I were you, I would walk faster. The acacia tree in your backyard is full of Reiki. Don't you worry that people will want to steal it? Yang Lisha is stunned for a moment. She finally can't help but say, despicable. This bold female cultivator doesn't want to ask about the interstellar transmission circle at all, but wants to steal the acacia tree? She flew up like a leaf and landed lightly on the wall. She didn't look like the shop owner who was a girl next door during the day. She looked like a fairy when she moved her hands and feet. You care so much about the tree. How can you let it be contaminated by the mortal world? It's so strange. Lin Luoran seems to be talking to herself. The figure on the wall pauses for a moment and then disappears instantly. Lin Luoran's left hand, which is hidden under the table, quickly presses the shortcut button on her mobile phone. In the backyard of the flower shop, Yuan Ye's phone vibrates. He says to Mr. Lin, who is still staring at the acacia tree, "Oh, she is back. We have to run, Grandmaster." Mr. Lin quickly breaks off a small branch and hides it in his arms. He jumps over the wall with Yuan Yi. The vines on the wall wrap around them automatically. Yuan Yi quickly sets them on fire. The plants are afraid of fire and shrink back. Yuan Yi and Mr. Lin drive two cars and escape in two directions. After passing through the barbecue stalls on the food street, cultivators could also be stained with the smell of barbecue. Who said that the mortal world was bad? Without the bustle of this 10 miles ocean square, it would be too inconvenient to escape. Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi come back from the tiger's mouth and meet Lin Luoran in the backyard. The acacia branch still has 2 flower buds. Except for the abnormal Reiki, Lin Luoran really can't see anything unusual. Could it be that she was thinking too much? How can the Reiki of an acacia tree be as rich as that of the 1,000-year-old ginseng in her space? As for that Miss Yang, she managed to sneak in without alerting the array. It's so worrying. Lin Luoran feels that she is in trouble again. Yang Lisha blushes with anger at the broken branch. The sap has not dried yet. She can still sense the breath of 2 cultivators. They obviously haven't been gone for a long time. However, after following the breath and passing through the crowd, it is mixed with all kinds of smells and turbid air. She can't tell them apart. The vines on the wall still have burn marks, but none of the flower pots in the yard are overturned. The cultivators didn't hurt the vines. It can be seen that most of them are here to test the composition. Has she lost her vigilance because she hasn't been in the human world for a long time? Yang Lisha takes out the bamboo tube. The Reiki devouring bug is normal. It's all your fault, little thing. You ran around. But why is the Reiki in that house peaceful? Voidy, should I kill them all and move you there? We don't have to move anymore. Well, you don't like it when I kill people. Let's think of something else. Yang Lisha talks to the acacia tree. She tears a piece of cloth from her clothes and wraps the wound on the acacia tree with it. She ties a bough on it. The cloth flutters in the night wind. It's getting late. Yang Lisha yawns. It's so troublesome to be a human. I still need to sleep. She complains and stomps her feet. She turns into a green vine under the moonlight and twines around the acacia tree. Rong Donglin, who is hiding in the best room of a star hotel, is scared and drops his binoculars. He shrinks back to the bed and says, "What kind of people did Sister Lin ask me to see?" "No, they are not people at all." "No, I have to check out." The receptionist has seen many people check in at midnight, but she rarely sees a person checking in and checking out at midnight. It's really luxurious to spend thousands of yuan on a room for a few hours. Rong is so stupefied that he can't see the girl's flirtatious look. He checks out, carries the binoculars provided by Lieutenant Colonel Liu, sneaks out of the room and takes a taxi to Lin's house. "You mean Yang Lisha turned into a green vine?" Lin Luoran guesses that Rong didn't see anything good since he is so scared. But it's too ridiculous. Lin Luoran doesn't want to believe that there are monsters in the world, but the crazy Taoist has just told her about Diliu syrup. It is much more difficult for a plant to transform into a human shape than a monster bat. If she messes with a monster that obtained Diliu syrup thousands of years ago, Lin Luoran would rather believe that Rong is fooled by a camouflage spell. However, when Huang Weijian comes the next day, Lin Luoran can't lie to herself anymore. Huang's bald pen starts to vibrate again. Lin Luoran's lips are dry. "What's going on?" Huang Weijian picks up the acacia branch and says with certainty, "There is monster Reiki on it." Speaking of which, he has been cultivating for so many years, but he never believed that there were monsters in this world. Ever since he got involved with the Lin family, the bald pen has shaken 3 times. Recently, Ma Mingchang's catchphrase, "You are an auspicious sign," seems to be referring to Sister Lin. How can she attract so many monsters if she doesn't have the temperament of an auspicious sign? Lin Luoran takes the acacia branch and goes to Mount Qingqing immediately. The collapsed Qingqing Taoist temple has been cleaned up. Lin Luoran stands there feeling lost. The crazy Taoist said that Lu Zheng's personal ability was too low and he wanted to take him to a quiet place to cultivate. Lin Luoran was the one who sent them there. How could she forget in such a hurry? Come to think of it, this flower shop is new. It was opened after the crazy Taoist left with Lu Zheng. Lin Luoran takes out a paper crane given by the crazy Taoist. This is the paper crane with the crazy Taoist's spiritual mind. According to him, no matter where he is in the world, this paper crane can find him. Lin Luoran finds a pen and writes down what she wants on it. She puts a leaf of the acacia tree in it and makes a few gestures. The paper crane flies up in her palm and slowly passes through the dense forest to the west. The turbid air in the city makes the wings of the paper crane a little heavy. It slows down and stops on a ginkgo tree. Yang Lisha comes out with the pot of nature's crafts. She suddenly looks up at the ginkgo tree on the street. She smiles. With a thought, the paper crane flies to Yang Lisha as if it is pulled by an invisible string. It falls in Yang Lisha's hand. The paper crane still wants to escape, but Yang Lisha blows at it. Its wings fall down and it can't fly anymore. Seeing Yang Lisha holding the paper crane in a daze, the owner of the Tibetan jewelry shop smiles and shakes her head. "You are so childish. Who would believe that you are a girl who runs your own shop?" Yang Lisha puts the paper crane in her pocket. "Sister Dong, did you pick up the herbs I gave you the day before yesterday?" The owner takes Yang Lisha's hand. "Oh, Yang, you are not only kind-hearted but also capable. I only took 2 doses of the herbs and I had a good sleep last night." "Hey, are you also taking the herbs? Why do you smell like herbs?" Yang Lisha raises her sleeve and smells it. "Ah, it's the schisandra I planted in the backyard. I don't even know the sap is on my clothes." They chat for a while. Yang Lisha tells Sister Dong that she has to deliver the goods and asks her to keep an eye on the shop for a while. She carries the peony and other pots of flowers to the car and drives to the folk street. She takes the paper crane out of her pocket. The acacia leaf falls down before she reads the letter. Yang Lisha unfolds the letter and turns it into ashes after reading it. She opens the window and blows the ashes away. Chapter 287. Lin Luoran is worried. Everyone in the Lin family knows that the new owner of the flower shop opposite the temple of the Marquis of Wu is a monster vine. Luodong and Luodong are both thinking about the story of a scholar studying at night and the fairy turning into a woman. Luodong doesn't know what's going on and he is looking forward to it. Huang Weijian needs to calm down. He has been educated since he was a child. Although he doesn't kill every monster he sees, the fact that the bald pen is trembling shows that the monster is not a good one. Li Shi stares at her surviving peony and murmurs. She now feels that Lin Luoran's words are so predictable. Who used to believe that there was a peony fairy in the world? Now, it was just a green vine monster. Li Shi thinks that the monster named Yang Lisha is easy to talk to. If Lin Luoran doesn't stop her, she would like to get close to her. Mr. Lin also says that there is nothing special in the flower shop. Yuan Yi is the only one who is on Lin Luoran's side. Yuan Yi is also worried. Looking at the naive Lin family, the master and the apprentice are speechless. The timing of the monster vine's appearance is so coincidental. The crazy Taoist used to be in our city. Although he is not Lin Luoran's real master, everyone mistakenly thinks so, which makes Lin Luoran more confident in everything she does. Now, as soon as the crazy Taoist leaves, an unknown monster shows up. Who will believe that she comes here unprepared? At this critical moment, Yuan Yi is much smarter than the rest of the Lin family. Grandmaster, I think the monster vine is more powerful than it looks. Lin Luoran nods, tell me what you think. Yuan Yi carefully recalls what happened last night. It was easy for us to climb in. We didn't encounter any magic circles or anything like that. If the Grandmaster didn't break an acacia tree before we left, we wouldn't even have the last vine to block us. It can be seen that the monster named Yang is very powerful. She is not afraid of cultivators sneaking in, so she doesn't bother to set up any defense. Besides, she takes the acacia tree very seriously. If we had bad intentions towards the tree last night, we would have been more than just entangled by the vines. Yuan Yi pauses and Lin Luoran signals him to go on. What I find strange is that the acacia tree is probably more than 1,000 years old. It has abundant reiki, but it is dying. Since the vine monster values it so much, it should find a place with abundant reiki to raise it. Maybe it can live for a few more years. How can it be contaminated by the turbid reiki in the city? Unless, in this place, there's something worthy of the acacia tree taking the risk. For example, Master. Yuan Yi finishes his words and looks at the flourishing backyard of Lin's house. The lush fruit trees, delicious vegetables, medicinal herbs in the bamboo forest, and the abundant and auspicious reiki of Lin's house are all arranged by Lin Luoran. Turning ordinary vegetables into spirit vegetables, is this the secret skill of her school? It was because of this secret technique that he was able to refine pills, set up formations, and cultivate. Yuan Yi is proud of the power of his school, but these things may also attract the coveting of others. He came for her. Actually, she had already thought of this. Reiki will attract others' attention sooner or later. Now a monster has come to her. Grandmaster, I have a request. Yuan Yi has a glib tongue. Except for the day when he was apprenticed to Lin Luoran, he has rarely been so serious. Lin Luoran stares at him in surprise. He bows and says, Grandmaster, please accept Xing Tian as your apprentice. Grandmaster, please accept Xing Tian as your apprentice. Yuan Yi bows deeply and says this sentence 3 times in a row. Lin Luoran is slightly moved. Has this cheap apprentice, whom she has not invested much effort in, integrated into Lin's family faster than she thought? Xing Tian and Lin's family are too close, so Yuan Yi begs her to accept Xing Tian. He is not interceding for Xing Tian at all. He is trying to pull Xing Tian into the same boat. Yuan Yi is smarter than she thinks. He may have figured out that the crazy Taoist is not her grandmaster. Therefore, Yuan Yi only calls him senior when they meet occasionally. That's why Yuan Yi calls Mr. Lin Grandmaster. Yuan Yi, I've thought of a set of sword spells. Would you like to learn it? Yuan Yi raises his head. His eyebrows are raised because of surprise. His young face loses most of its straightforwardness and becomes angular. Of course, I'll obey your order. Miss Yang, it's cold at night. You'd better cover yourself with the quilt. Lin Luoran says. She kicks away Li Shi, who wants to see the monster vine, and asks her to pay the bill with cash. Yang Lisha closes her eyes and feels the environment of Lin's house. She is satisfied. Didn't Zhang Shang teach you to respect your seniors? Zhang Shang the Taoist? The name is so strange that Lin Luoran is puzzled. Yang Lisha takes out a piece of dry acacia leaf and puts it on the table. Lin Luoran suddenly gets an idea. Is Zhang Shang talking about the crazy Taoist? The female monster intercepts her paper crane. Lin Luoran rolls her eyes. Miss Yang and Grandmaster. She feels sorry for the crazy Taoist. She has to use his name to bluff people again. Yang Lisha doesn't answer. Instead, she asks, do you want to go to the interstellar transmission circle? Lin Luoran has no reason to lie. She nods naturally. Catching 2 Reiki-devouring bugs is not the most important thing. The Reiki on the earth is getting worse and worse. If she wants to cultivate to the level of gathering vitality with only a little Reiki, even if she can cheat with the sacred bead, what about the rest of the Lin family? Since Lin Luoran has chosen to take them to cultivate, her sense of responsibility doesn't allow her to abandon the people of Lin's family, even Yuan Yi who has just been recognized. Therefore, it is necessary for Lin Luoran to find the interstellar transmission circle and prepare an escape route. Who knows if the sacred bead will fail? Even if it is wrong to prepare for a rainy day, it is not always wrong. Yang Lisha stares at Lin Luoran. I can tell you. I can even take you there. But I have 2 conditions. Tell me. Lin Luoran sees Li Shi, looking out of the window again and dragging her eldest apprentice to eavesdrop. Lin Luoran doesn't want to talk to her and creates a mini-world. Yang Lisha shakes the teacup on the table. Lin Luoran takes a glance and finds that Yang Lisha's fingers are slender and boneless. They don't look like hands that deal with soil and flowers every day. As a woman, Lin Luoran is amazed. What she sees may not be Yang Lisha's real face. Lin Luoran suddenly has this idea. Looking at Yang Lisha's innocent face, she feels a little scared. There are good and bad people in the world. Not all plants and trees are good people. Lin Luoran must be careful. Yang Lisha picks up a honeysuckle flower used to make tea in the cup. The flower stands up on her fingertips. Green vines wrap around it and spread in the living room. The vines are full of honeysuckle flowers, and the air is full of fragrance. Lin Luoran thinks that Yang Lisha is going to attack her, but the vines disappear instantly. What Lin Luoran sees is a dry flower in Yang Lisha's fingertips. Lin Luoran is still wondering if what she saw just now is an illusion or reality. Yang Lisha smiles gently. The 2 dimples on her cheeks are sweet and charming. The first condition is that my favorite acacia tree needs to be transplanted to your house temporarily. No. Lin Luoran refuses without thinking. The interstellar transmission circle is very important, but it is not enough for Lin Luoran to take the risk of being attacked from inside and outside in the future. If Yang Lisha's favorite tree moves in first, she can go in and out of Lin's house at any time. Lin Luoran will have no more secrets. Then we have nothing to talk about. Yang Lisha puts down the teacup and looks like she doesn't want to stay any longer. But Lin Luoran drags the last word. There are other ways to save your acacia tree. I can help you buy some time. Can I exchange it for the information about the interstellar transmission circle? If it doesn't work, I won't go. Besides, I have a master. It's just that my personal ability is too low to ask the Grandmaster about the location of the transmission circle. Yang Lisha laughs and bends over. How arrogant you are. But you are wrong about one thing. Jiang Shang, the stinky Taoist, doesn't know the location of the transmission circle either. Otherwise, he would have risked his life to break it even if there was only a glimmer of hope. Lin Luoran's heart turns cold. The interstellar transmission circle may not be a common thing that everyone knows. Maybe the gathering vitality cultivator really left through it. Lin Luoran puts herself in his shoes. If she has the personal ability of the crazy Taoist and hasn't made a breakthrough for many years, she will also try to break it after knowing the location. Although she may die, it is better than staying on an abandoned cultivation planet and slowly turning into a cup of thin soil. The only thing I can accept is the compromise I mentioned just now. If you are willing to take a step back, we can talk about your second condition. Yang Lisha thinks for a while and doesn't insist. The second condition is that I want the soul wood. Don't rush to deny it. Jiang Shang, the stinky Taoist, stole some Reiki materials from me. He must have used them to accelerate the growth of the soul wood. Yang Lisha's real purpose is revealed when the real intention is revealed. Lin Luoran stares at her as if she has seen a ghost. The crazy Taoist stole other people's Reiki materials. No wonder he hid the soul wood together with Baojia with the yin and yang dust circle. No wonder he said that day that he was afraid that someone would drag Baojia out of the soul wood and put him in it. Lin Luoran feels like vomiting blood because the old Taoist doesn't play by the rules. The crazy Taoist has run away, so the monster comes to her. Lin Luoran really wants to slap herself. Just now she took the initiative to call the crazy Taoist her grandmaster. How can she get rid of him now? The monster seems to have a good temper. Will she really not turn against her? Chapter 288. Calm down, calm down. No one knows that she has a second piece of soul wood. This is her trump card. She can't just use the information of the interstellar transmission circle to exchange for it. The soul wood is a holy wood. Do you really think that the information of the interstellar transmission circle is enough to exchange for it? It was really reckless to negotiate with a demon. But if she kept giving in, it was hard to guarantee that the female demon would not feel that she was weak and could be bullied. Then she would snatch the soul cultivation wood away. At that time, she would not get anything and could do nothing. Yang Lisha is a little surprised. I heard that you used the soul wood to save one of your best friends. Are you willing to exchange it for information? You human beings are really a cold-blooded race. She doesn't even want to pretend to smile. Her tone is full of contempt. Lin Luoran doesn't refute. She will not tell the monster that the soul wood has already been used on Baojia. Now even the crazy Taoist can't open the interstellar transmission circle. You don't care about other things. Anyway, I can find you a piece of soul wood. What else can you exchange it for except the interstellar transmission circle? There is no second piece of soul wood in the Dragon Palace. Female cultivator, it seems that you still have many secrets that you don't want others to know. Yang Lisha's tone is very different from her childish face. While talking, her slender fingers suddenly turn into vines and wrap around Lin Luoran's neck. Lin Luoran clearly sees the vines coming at her in slow motion. Every step can be seen by her eyes, but she still can't escape from the vines. It is really strange. The monster doesn't kill her immediately, but Lin Luoran feels aggrieved. If you kill me, no one in the world can find you a second piece of soul wood. I'm afraid that you will die watching the acacia tree run out of Reiki. Yang Lisha tightens the vines. Damn Jiang Shang. He even told you this. Of course, the crazy Taoist doesn't tell her anything. She just annoys Fire Phoenix with the acacia tree. Ao Jiao doesn't care about her at all. Seeing that Lin Luoran is tied up by Yang Lisha, she suddenly tells her this because she feels embarrassed. Lin Luoran repeats what Fire Phoenix said. Grandmaster didn't tell me anything. I'm afraid you have to tell me where you got the information about the Dragon Palace. Otherwise, it would be too insincere for us to cooperate. Lin Luoran touches the vines around her neck. There is a trace of strange fire on her fingertips. Yang Lisha lets out a low cry and retracts the vines. Lin Luoran looks at the huge blister between Yang's thumb and index finger on her left hand and smiles with satisfaction. No one is easy to bully when she is angry. Yang Lisha uses force without any explanation. In Lin Luoran's opinion, she can only burn the monster to make it even. Yang Lisha is angry, whether you can find the second soul wood or not, I can't get enough Reiki materials in a short time. So, it can only be the one used by your friend. Choose your mother or your friend. I'm afraid you have to think about it yourself. Lin Luoran's heart beats faster. She stands up. What do you mean? Yang Lisha pops the blister between her thumb and index finger without raising her head. I met many Taoists on my way here. I cured an old Taoist's daughter's hand, and he told me a lot of interesting information. You humans are so troublesome. Why do you need to talk about the Taoist root in cultivation? Do you understand what I mean? Huizhu. The monster she met is the old Taoist Huizhu. She cured Xi in Yuanping's hand, so she knows about the Dragon Palace and Mount Penglai in the Chronicle of the Nine Provinces. She also knows that Huizhu is upset about the fact that Mrs. Lin doesn't have the Taoist root. Damn it. Yang Lisha's words all hit Lin Luoran's weak spot. Lin Luoran doesn't know whether letting Huizhu go is her retribution, so this monster comes to make things difficult for her, or whether she is kind enough to let Huizhu get the clue of Mount Penglai. It must be the latter. Family is the most important thing for Lin Luoran. If she is lucky enough to be with her family, it doesn't matter if this monster makes things difficult for her. Yang Lisha stares at Lin Luoran with a faint smile on her face. We monsters of wood have an ancient book, but it was accidentally lost in the interstellar transmission circle. But Mount Penglai has it. It depends on whether you are willing to sacrifice your mother or your best friend. Sacrifice? Why does she have to sacrifice anyone? She has the second soul wood. How many years can the acacia tree wait? Yang Lisha raises two slender fingers. 20 years. 20 years, more than 7,000 days. Lin Luoran can even make the soul wood in her space mature. No, Mrs. Lin is just a mortal. If there are more troubles in Mount Penglai, Lin Luoran can't allow anything to happen to her. Yang Lisha is a little depressed, not 20 years, but 2 years. If she really has 20 years, she can collect Reiki materials again. It is not difficult. There is no need to drag a person who shares the same fate as her out of the soul wood. She is worried that Voidy will be unhappy if she wakes up. 5 years. I am sure I can extend the life of your tree by 5 years. If the information from Mount Penglai is accurate, I can give you a 3,000-year-old soul wood in 7 years. If you think it's okay, we can make a 7-year agreement. If it's not okay, then forget it. Lin Luoran's palms are all sweaty. She can't give up Baojia for Mrs. Lin. After 7 years, the soul wood in her space will be 3,500 years old. If the monster still thinks it's not okay, Lin Luoran has no choice but to believe that there are some ancient books of monsters of wood in the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran chooses the second best and chooses to find the interstellar transmission circle first. It is already beyond Yang Lisha's expectation that the tree can extend her life by 5 years. The female cultivator in front of her does have a secret skill in cultivating spirit wood. 3,000-year-old soul wood. 3,000-year-old soul wood without catalysis seems to be more useful for Voidy, who has been delayed for too long. Yang Lisha stands up and laughs. You have successfully convinced me about the 7-year agreement. The consequences of lying to me will be very serious. Lin Luoran smiles and gently says 2 words, same here. Yang, is this your friend? Ms. Dong, the owner of the Tibetan jewelry store, looks at Lin Luoran up and down. Yang's friend is really beautiful and noble. It's getting dark and the flower shop of Yang's family is closed. Yang Lisha answers the boss's wife and turns around to open the door. Sister Dong pulls Lin Luoran aside. Yang is just a little girl. It's not safe for her to sell expensive flowers and trees alone. Why don't you persuade her to hire 2 assistants? Lin Luoran smiles reservedly. She has learned kickboxing. Ordinary men can't get close to her. Ms. Dong stares at Yang Lisha's back suspiciously. She really can't tell that Yang has learned kickboxing, but she is relieved now. Lin Luoran follows Yang Lisha into the flower shop. This monster gets along well with her neighbor. Lin Luoran doesn't know what she is up to. Most of the backyard is covered by the branches and leaves of the acacia tree. The night is about to fall, which makes the place even more spooky. Yang Lisha murmurs to herself while holding the tree trunk. Then she turns her head and says, "Now we can start the first step of our agreement." Lin Luoran nods and takes out a bottle of transparent liquid. It is the concentrated spring water in the space. Since the spring water can help the fleece flower picked up from the vegetable market deal with the turbid air of the gray fog everywhere in the world, there is no reason why it can't save the acacia tree. The acacia tree is indeed in danger of collapsing, but the turbid air is also a big factor. Just like when Baojia was dying on the operating table, the gray fog desperately rushed into Baojia's body, bullying the weak and fearing the weak. The situation of the acacia tree is the same. Lin Luoran carefully pours the concentrated spring water on the trunk of the acacia tree. The spring water is absorbed by the acacia tree in the blink of an eye. In Lin Luoran's clear eyes, the green vitality of the tree is nourished and has the power to fight against the turbid air again. The acacia tree, which should have bloomed long ago, blooms its first bud. Yang Lisha can't hide her astonishment. "What did you pour on Voidy?" She has been controlling the acacia tree to bloom. Such a splendid tree will exhaust the last vitality of Voidy. But just now, a stream of vitality suddenly emerged from the tree and broke the confinement force she planted on Voidy. The vitality in Voidy's body is rejuvenated. It can only last for a few years. You should know that in order to really save it, except for the soul wood, all the other things are like drinking poison to quench thirst. Lin Luoran puts the bottle away. "I've finished the first step. We can get ready to go to the interstellar transmission circle." Lin Luoran suddenly stops talking. Yang Lisha falls on the tree with her shoulders shaking. Chapter 289. Lin Luoran doesn't want to explore the interstellar transmission circle anymore. She wants to find the ancient books left by the monsters of wood and Mount Penglai to help her mother build the Taoist route. Yang Lisha says that it is very dangerous in the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran doesn't want to get others involved. She wants to go alone with Yang Lisha. However, the female monster laughs at her plan. "Do you think that the interstellar transmission circle is as small as your back garden? Trust me, you need a team to work together." Because of her temperament, Yang Lisha's slightly sarcastic tone makes people feel that good medicine tastes bitter to the mouth. Lin Luoran thinks for a while and decides to make the news public. The interstellar transmission circle may be the last hope of cultivators on the earth. There is no need to hide this secret. In a conference room in the Fragrant Hills villa of the Mu family in the capital. When Lin Luoran and Master Mu are discussing it, half of them are in favor of the younger generation going. Minister Chen almost smashes his teacup on Lin Luoran's face. "Lin Luoran, you want to bury all of us in the interstellar transmission circle. The existence of the interstellar transmission circle is enough to make people feel emotional." Master Guo murmurs, "If we don't go and have a look, I'm afraid that the younger generation won't even have the courage to explore it when we are old." Master Guo's words make everyone silent. If even they don't have the courage to explore, what's the difference between knowing the information of the interstellar transmission circle and not getting it? Master Mu stands up to support his old friend first. "My Xiaolu will definitely go." Master Guo says that he will go in person. The head of the Wen family hesitates for a while and decides to take a few promising disciples of the Wen family. Lin Luoran looks at the quarrel in the living room and coughs. "According to the information I got, that place is a space crack. It is not much safer than the secret land. With our personal abilities, we are courting death if we try to use the interstellar transmission circle. However, if we just explore the periphery, it will be dangerous, but we may gain a lot. I think that the cultivators can pass through the interstellar transmission circle with their bodies and protected by magic weapons. If we find the key point of interstellar transmission circle, why can't we get out of the Earth with the power of technology? Why can't we rely on the power of science and technology to get out of Earth? The people sitting there were the backbone of the cultivation world in Huaxia. It was not that they had never thought of leaving Earth and looking for fertile land for cultivation, but the reality was that even the technological superpower on the other side of the ocean had only just been able to send people to the moon. Technology was technology, and cultivation was cultivation. These were two completely different civilizations. To some extent, it was precisely after the Third Industrial Revolution that the wanton destruction of the environment almost extinguished the last spark of cultivation, causing the two civilizations to be unable to coexist. In a sense, the current so-called technological civilization is even a regression compared to the brilliant cultivation civilization of Huaxia in the past. Lin Luoran clicks on a document on the computer. It is the well-known classic of mountains and seas on the big screen. She sorts out her thoughts. I always feel that there is a gap in the whole history. From the ancient ancestors to the War of Gods investiture of the Shang and Zhou dynasties, the earliest myths and legends about immortals flying in the sky and the earth seem to be only a few thousand years ago. However, as far as I know, no one has seen a divinization cultivator above gathering vitality 2,000 years ago. What Lin Luoran said was actually based on facts. White Fairy died in the secret land 1,000 years ago, and it took her another 600 years to reach the gathering vitality period. She also had teachers. If she had seen a divinization cultivator, she would have told White Fairy. Everyone here was still obsessed with cultivation on the earth where Reiki was thin and restless. In order to find a way out, they also tried their best to investigate the mystery of the disappearance of gathering vitality cultivators 1,000 years ago. However, the youngest of them was over 60 years old. They were not like Lin Luoran, who grew up under the red flag and received a force-feeding education. She wanted to confirm the history of the cultivation world from the history of the secular world. This is a new idea. Shi Heng's eyes brighten. The system of the heavenly court is very complete. I don't think it is fabricated. So, when did the history of deification in the primitive world happen? Lin Luoran thinks of the small seal of the Dragon King of Dongting Lake, which can grant destiny to heaven. If there is no heavenly court, is there anyone else who can grant the title of dragon in a superior manner? After this blurred history, cultivation gradually declined, and the direction of the whole civilization slowly changed. But if we didn't develop technology, what would the earth be like now? The saintess of Jiuli Li, who called him a native and the mysterious jade stone road to heaven. Many years ago, the seniors could even carry out interstellar transmission. But now, all of them degenerated to the point where they were trapped on Earth. How sad it was. Master Mu, I have been thinking that cultivation is not just a way to evolve individuals. When we keep advancing and trying to seek for a higher realm, we reproduce in a direction that higher beings than us don't want to see. Maybe this is the reason why the cultivation civilization was strangled. Shiheng whispers, cultivation is not to evolve individuals. Lin Luoran nods, at least not all. Her fingers slide on the computer, and a structure diagram appears on the screen. This is cultivation, and it is the main body. In order, there are elixirs, magic weapons, magic figures, spirit stones, and magic circles. The power of elixirs is to cooperate with the evolution of the human body. What about magic weapons? A full-powered strike from a 5th-grade transcendent artifact could easily destroy a mountain. There were no traces of pollution left behind by the use of firearms. And magic figures. I am going to show you the most intuitive thing. Lin Luoran takes out a thunder-summoning figure and crushes it. Purple lightning falls on the pool outside the Mu's villa, splashing the whole pool several meters high. Look, The power of magic figures is a kind of sealing spell. With magic figures as the carrier, the power of the 5 elements in the world is solidified, which can only be used by cultivators. And spirit stones provide the power for the magic circles. They are the compressed energy crystals. Shi Heng interrupts Lin Luoran. Cultivation civilization is certainly more convenient than technological civilization, but our decline is inexplicable. What you said is very reasonable. What does it have to do with whether we go to the interstellar transmission circle or not? Fellow cultivator Shi, you've got the key point. Lin Luoran takes out an ordinary pistol and a bullet engraved with patterns. The decline of the cultivation civilization on the Earth is irreversible. Reiki of heaven and earth determines that we can't go back to the past. But what if we combine cultivation with the existing technological civilization? Lin Luoran glances at the people present. Most of them are confused. Is it possible to combine the two? Lin Luoran doesn't explain. She just reaches out a finger and points on the bullet. The flashing blue light touches everyone's nerves. This is the magic circle's enchantment. Because the magic circle is small, Lin Luoran doesn't consume much energy. The surface of the bullet is soon covered by the blue light. This is... Master Guo stands up. He has experienced the National Defense War, but he has never thought that someone will engrave a magic circle on a bullet. Lin Luoran slowly loads the bullet and holds the pistol with one hand. The 45 is the most basic configuration for the civil servants of ordinary violence organizations in the state of Huaxia. When I was fighting with the bloodline in our city, one of my school fellow students saw a bloodline being shot in the head by a sniper rifle. Suddenly, he came up with the idea of magical bullets, just like this. She aims the bullet at a modern sculpture made of stainless steel in the yard of the Mu family. With a loud bang, it is said that Mu Tiannan spent a lot of money to bring back from abroad. The solid steel head is penetrated by the bullet and the whole thing suddenly explodes. The surface of the broken steel is covered with a thin layer of ice. What is engraved on the bullet is a small version of the water attack circle. Chen Yun murmurs, this thing can't fall into the hands of the government. Otherwise, it will be too lethal if they turn the gun to cultivators. Lin Luoran shakes her head. Minister Chen, you misunderstood me. The combination of cultivation and technology is certainly beneficial to the secular regime. But the most important thing is that we may open up a wider world of cultivation. If we get the information of space jump from the interstellar transmission circle and use the method of refining weapons to forge alloys that are stronger than the shells of spaceships, what do you think we will have? Chen Yun is stunned. Master Guo laughs, then coughs violently. Ha ha ha. What we have is the opportunity to rush out of the earth and find the fertile land of cultivation. Chapter 290. The tribe for cultivators is in an uproar again. Master Lin is recruiting people to explore a secret land. It is said that the final reward is foundation-laying bolus, as long as they can find an ancient book of monsters of wood. Foundation-laying bolus. Everyone cultivates hard just to complete training Qi one day, successfully lay foundation, and strive for a higher realm. The path of cultivation is as vast as the sea. There are thousands of spells and hundreds of branches, such as refining weapons, making boluses, and setting up magic circles. Each branch has its own charm. People are thirsty for knowledge, but they need a long life to support them. Foundation laying, as long as you successfully lay foundation, you will have a lifespan of 200 years. Only when you lay foundation, the Reiki in your body will be transformed into Wakan, which can be used to make boluses, refine weapons, and study magic circles. People dream of laying foundation. There are many geniuses in this era, but the environment on the earth is not enough for geniuses to lay foundation naturally. Everyone needs foundation-laying bolus. Master Lin said that you don't have to find the ancient book to get foundation-laying bolus. Those who perform well in explorations and make other discoveries also have a chance to get it. Well, are you going? Only a fool won't go. Shizhuan, Disciples saw that the discussion about the foundation establishment pill on the forum is going crazy. If we can't take out that many foundation establishment pills when the time comes, Yuan Yi puts it in a euphemistic way. If she can't get so many foundation-laying boluses, the prestige that Lin Luoran has worked so hard to build will instantly fall to the freezing point. Lin smiles casually, "What? Don't you trust your master? I'm going to make boluses again." Yuan Yi is relieved. He never doubted whether Lin can make foundation-laying bolus. Lin sees that Yuan Yi is relaxed, so she decides not to tell him that she is not going to make foundation-laying bolus. She also wants to make it. The butterfly bush flowers in her space are old enough. However, when she thinks of the tragic success rate of making 4th grade foundation-laying bolus with a 2nd grade alchemy furnace, she doesn't want to risk 2 old butterfly bush flowers. Not long ago, she harvested the seeds of butterfly bush flowers. When these young butterfly bush flowers grow up, she can make whatever she wants without any pressure. The success rate of making boluses may be higher. She doesn't lack luminous sand, and butterfly bush flowers can reproduce in large quantities. However, she needs 7-star grass. She only has withered 7-star grass. Should he ask them to look for 7-star grass while he's at it? Lin pats her head and remembers something. "Yuan Yi, how is your sword spell going?" Yuan Ye's former master left it to him. "It is really a good sword. Not every individual cultivator can have a grade 4 flying sword." Lin Luoran finds a book of 3 Pulses sword spell for Yuan Yi. Of course, it is a gift from the materials left by White Fairy. This is a good thing, and it is specially designed for people with 3 Taoist root. Regardless of the 3 elements, as long as one's Tao foundation was different, the effect of every sword move would be different. Seeing the power of Yuan Ye's swordsmanship, Lin Luoran sometimes can't help thinking whether the purer the Taoist root is, the better it is. Such a powerful spell of swordsmanship originated from an individual cultivator with the Taoist root of 3 natures. Are cultivation geniuses really limited by the quality of the Taoist root? Seeing that his master is in a daze again, Yuan Yi raises his voice and replies again, "Grandmaster, I still have doubts about the last few moves. The power of the previous moves is amazing, but it still depends on the actual situation." Lin Luoran is awakened. She puts aside her whimsical doubts about the Taoist root. She thinks for a while and says to Yuan Yi, "This time, you can go with me to the interstellar transmission circle. Without actual combat, everything is just empty talk." Yuan Yi is very happy and agrees. He originally wanted to participate in the exploration of the interstellar transmission circle, but he was worried that his low personal ability would be a burden. He didn't know how to ask Lin Luoran. Now that Lin Luoran agrees, he doesn't have to worry anymore. They talk in the bamboo forest. Goldie tilts its head and looks at the two of them. It shows an envious look to Yuan Yi. Lin Luoran waves to it, and Goldie flutters its wings and flies down. "Can I take you with me, Goldie?" Lin Luoran may be important to everyone in the Lin family, but she is not the only one. She and Goldie only recognize Lin Luoran as its master in the mortal world because of the blood contract. She and Goldie rarely travel side by side when she takes Goldie out of the secret land. In other words, she owes Goldie a lot. Will it be too eye-catching if I take Goldie with me? Its body is too big. Before Yuan Yi finishes his words, Goldie stares at him. He touches his nose and doesn't dare to say anything else. Goldie is growing bigger and bigger. It stands in the same place as 2 people. If Lin Luoran doesn't take the initiative to lower its head, she can't even touch its head. Feeling its master's kindness, Goldie screeches twice. The little crown on its head flashes with golden light. In the eyes of the 2 people, Goldie's body suddenly shrinks as if it is dehydrated, a miniature version of a golden hawk. Goldie's nose and eyes are still Goldie's, but its body has shrunk to the size of an ordinary hawk. It rests steadily on Lin Luoran's shoulder. "You little thing, you didn't tell me that you can shrink after advancing." Looking at the innocent face of the miniature version of Goldie, Lin Luoran can't really be mad at it. She, as its master, doesn't care about it enough. The cyan little fox feels the movement outside and rushes out in confusion. Seeing the miniature version of Goldie pacing on the ground, the fox is delighted. It can't defeat the big golden hawk, but it can defeat the small one. Seeing the cyan little fox rushing over happily, Lin Luoran doesn't have time to stop it. Goldie looks at the cyan little fox and flaps its wings. The cyan little fox flies into the air. The fox hits the bamboo and leaves fall on the ground. The cyan little fox jumps up and runs away. It's rare to see the cunning little fox in trouble. Both master and apprentice laugh. Li Shi rushes over. Sister, what's wrong with Xing Tian? He's been standing outside the door for a long time. I've called him several times, but he still doesn't dare to come in. Is he possessed? Lin Luoran and Yuan Yi look at each other. At this critical moment, they both know why Xing Tian comes. Isn't Xing Tian usually very bold? Xing Tian feels that he has been hit by a big piece of pie. Even though he had the intention to form a connection with the Lin family and Junior Master Lin, his initial plan was to gain some benefits and receive some pointers for his cultivation. 3 clear Taoist ancestors above. He had never once thought that he would be taken in by Junior Master Lin as a disciple one day. After receiving Yuan Ye's hint, Xing Tian feels dizzy the whole day. Like Yuan Yi, he becomes the second apprentice of Master Lin. Xing Tian is so excited that he can't tell others about it. With Yuan Ye's example, he doesn't dare to tell his friends in the world of cultivation. Otherwise, it will be like showing off. Zhang's parents are also ordinary people. Well, they are very rich. However, Xing Tian's parents still can't give him good advice. Xing Tian has a lot to say, so he asks Chao Liang to tell him. Chao Liang is much more mature after the experience in the bar. After thinking for a while, Chao Liang drinks up a glass of wine. Xing Tian, I don't know much about the world of cultivation. I just feel that Master Lin is a nice person after running errands for her. Based on this, I have no reason to hesitate to ask her to be my apprentice. Xing Tian scratches his head. I'm not questioning Master Lin. I'm questioning myself. There is a trace of confusion in Xing Tian's eyes. There are so many people with excellent Taoist root in the world of cultivation. Why does Master Lin like him? He only reaches the early stage of training Qi at the age of 27. Li is 2 years younger than him, but she has already reached the late stage of training Qi. Why does Master Lin like a grain of sand like him? Chao Liang hesitates for a while. Xing Tian, you said that Master Lin's Taoist root is not pure. Maybe she is not as superficial as others. Maybe she likes something else. What else does he have? Except for Zhang's money, Xing Tian feels very inferior. Seeing that Xing Tian is scratching his head, Chao Liang pats him on the shoulder. Are you being silly again? Master Lin doesn't accept you because of your beauty, does she? It's not a bad thing to be rich. Go find a good gift to be her apprentice first. Chao Liang's words wake Xing Tian up. Although Xing Tian is stunned by Chao Liang's words about beauty, he immediately decides to find a gift to be Master Lin's apprentice. Master Lin, you are wrong. It is said that the only thing Grandmaster likes is jade. Xing Tian drags Fatty Chui to go deep into Burma with him and gets a piece of top-grade jade. Fatty Chui's fat body is almost killed by the militants in the rainforest. After he comes back, he is seriously ill. Xing Tian gets the jade, but he is more hesitant on the way to be apprenticed to Grandmaster. Brother Chui and Master Lin are real friends. Before Xing Tian can be Master Lin's apprentice, Brother Chui falls ill first. When Xing Tian returns Fatty Chui to Wang Miao Yi, he is ashamed. Wang Miao Yi spits at him. You know that Fatty Chui is working hard. You should at least do it. You are such a coward. Go and be Master Lin's apprentice. Lucy makes a shy expression. Xing Tian is really ashamed. He runs away in panic. Li Shi takes Zheng Tian into the Lin's house. Zheng Tian looks around at all the members of the Lin's family. He forces himself to calm down and hands over the huge gift box. Apprentice, Damn it. Goldie didn't bite the tip of his tongue. Why can't he open his mouth? Zheng Tian wants to die. Lin Luoran holds back her laughter. She says in a condescending voice, Zheng Tian, I can see that you are kind and devoted to cultivation. Are you willing to be Lin's second apprentice? Thousands of words can't make up for this question. Everything that happened is not a dream. Zheng Tian wants to cry if it is not for the fact that men don't cry easily. Yes, I am. Now it is Yuan Ye's turn to look at Zheng Tian with tears on his face. He begged to be Master Lin's apprentice shamelessly and went through a long period of investigation. Now it is Zheng Tian's turn. How come it seems that all the people in the house are trying to coax this guy to be Master Lin's apprentice? Before Yuan Yi finishes thinking, the Lins, who have been pretending to be serious, burst into laughter. Li Shi stops Zheng Tian, who is about to express his deep affection for his apprentice, little Zheng, call her Master Lin. Yuan Yi looks at Zheng Tian again. He suddenly feels that they are in the same boat. He takes out a jade plate and hands it to Zheng Tian. School brother, this is my gift. Take it. It is not bad to be a school brother. Zheng Tian is grateful to Yuan Yi for helping him out. However, his school brother lowers his voice, you brat, you should be prepared to be the second. Don't take Master Lin away. Chapter 291. 2 months later, Lin Luoran comes out of the basement again. Looking at the porcelain bottle in her hand, she is satisfied. Lin Luoran has to find the ancient book of the monsters of wood and explore the space transmission circle. Lin Luoran thinks it's better to be prepared. Yang Lisha has been waiting for her for a long time. Seeing that Lin Luoran finally wants to go, she doesn't get mad. Lin Luoran only plans to take Yuan Yi and Goldie with her, but Mr. Lin asks to go with her. The cyan little fox grabs Lin Luoran's trousers tightly. Li Shi has no choice but to stay and take care of the acacia tree that Yang Lisha values most. As for Zheng Tian, he is still at the stage of practicing the spells of the 5 elements. It's useless for him to go with them. Huang Weijian wants to go, but Lin Luoran says, you are going to take the senior high school entrance exam soon, which makes him give up. Even so, Lin Luoran takes her eldest disciple with a hawk in her left hand and a fox in her right hand. They look like they are going on a trip. Master Guo wants to go, so does the Mu family. When Runlan wants to go with Shiheng, the master of the Wen family, and Li Shi's master. Together with other cultivators who responded to Lin Luoran on the forum, there are about 100 people in total. They all come to our city voluntarily. 2 luxury buses can't fit them all. Fortunately, they are going to take a plane soon. To Lin Luoran's surprise, the interstellar transmission circle Yang Lisha mentioned is not in Huaxia. It is a special place. A group of more than 100 people transfers several planes and finally arrives in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. The high temperature at the end of spring and the beginning of summer makes the young cultivators feel a little uncomfortable. It is only the middle of May. It is noon when Lin Luoran takes them to Baghdad. The weather in Huaxia is only in the 20s, but the temperature here is 35 degrees. Compared with Huaxia, where people can use cold water to cool down, the climate in Baghdad is the cruel side of the tropical desert, dry. It is said that the highest temperature in summer can reach more than 50 degrees. Many cultivators' faces change after hearing Lin Luoran's words. Even low-level cultivators like them feel that the water in their bodies will be dehydrated by the strong sunlight in the high temperature of 50 degrees. They don't know how the locals here survive. Under the boundless yellow sand, there was the most precious energy on earth. In order to fight for the black liquid, Baghdad was still suffering from post-war wounds. Sectarian conflicts, terrorist attacks, and anti-American armed violence are happening all the time. Explosions, attacks, kidnappings, and assassinations are happening everywhere. Civilians are displaced and their living conditions are deteriorating. Even in the capital city, the high unemployment rate makes many people on the street look like they have nothing to do. These people are all staring at Lin Luoran and her friends who are dressed neatly. If it weren't for the fact that they are not easy to bully, someone would have robbed them. The cyan little fox in Lin Luoran's arms has clear fur, and the little golden hawk on her shoulder adds a sense of mystery to the group. People with bad intentions don't dare to offend them. The heat was not the most unbearable. A slight gust of wind would inevitably be accompanied by a strong sandstorm. The cultivators wanted nothing more than to get a piece of black cloth and wrap their heads like the others. And it was dry. Because it was dry, there were fewer clouds and more sunshine. Also, because it was dry, there were no clouds in the sky, which couldn't block part of the sunlight. There was no moisture on the ground, so it couldn't evaporate and cool down. The heat of the sun on the ground was used to heat the earth and the air. When Runlan felt like he was in a sauna. He spits out a mouthful of sand and tugs at Xiao Xiaomu's sleeve. Did you bring enough water? Master Lin said it was a tragedy here, but I didn't believe it. Xiao Xiaomu opens his eyes reluctantly and shakes the sand on his eyelashes. Master Lin, where are we going now? There must be a bunker made of yellow sandbags hundreds of meters away or tens of meters away. A group of well-dressed yellow-skinned people has been interrogated 5 times by heavily armed Iraqi soldiers or police. If it weren't for the fact that their luggage was transparent and there were no weapons on the surface, Lin Luoran's ridiculous flag of the travel agency might not have worked. Master Gua is a little excited. He is a little nostalgic to come back to this kind of scene. Lin Luoran gives the flag to Yuan Yi and tells him to lead the team. Let's get out of the city. It can be seen that young Lisha also hates such hot weather. Her nature is of the wood, so she feels irritated without water, let alone in a desert climate like this. Seeing Lin Luoran turns her head halfway, young Lisha says in a muffled voice, it's more than 100 miles south of the city. Master Mu and others don't know young Lisha's identity, but they can't see through her personal ability. Therefore, Lin Luoran listens to her almost all the way. Master Mu and others have a tacit understanding that young Lisha is a senior in Lin Luoran's school, so they don't care about young Lisha's young appearance. Lin Luoran is afraid that these old cultivators will know that young Lisha is a monster and they can't work together in the transmission circle. Therefore, she pretends not to tell them. Chui falls behind the crowd and murmurs, south of Baghdad. Is it the Tower of Babel? Chui deserts at the critical moment and is a little unsociable now. Except for cultivators and laying foundation with excellent hearing, no one can hear his murmur. Lin Luoran narrows her eyes. The place they are going to is the ancient Babylon on the east bank of the Euphrates River. It is the Tower of Babel, about 100 kilometers south of Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. In ancient Babylonian, the word Babel means gate of God. If young Lisha hadn't been here, Lin Luoran wouldn't believe that the legendary Tower of Babel is where the interstellar transmission circle is located. At the intersection of heaven and earth, green lights are shining. White pigeons bring back olive branches from here. After the flood recedes, all things are reborn. The Tower of Babel stands quietly on the top of the mountain, overlooking the silent people. The sacred tower reaches the clouds. This is the most fertile place in the Mesopotamian plain. Milk and honey flow in heaven. This is the promise of God. On a wonderful moonlit night, priests dance mysteriously. They put olive branches in front of their chests. Only the tambourine can interpret their call. The Tower of Babel stands quietly on the top of the mountain. On this sacred altar, people raise their hands to welcome the God of peace. It's hot at noon and cold at night. Cultivators sit around the bonfire and stare at Xiao Xiaomu with their mouths wide open. Xiao Xiaomu takes back the handheld computer. Don't look at me. This is what Baidu told me. When Runlan yawns, I thought you were in a poetic mood tonight. The beef they bought from Iraqi locals is roasted on the bonfire. Master Guo loves the feeling of eating meat, but Chen Yun, who has been an official for a long time, feels a little aggrieved. They go out of the city after being interrogated. They follow the rules all the way to Babylon. Now they are on the bank of the Euphrates River. Chen Yun hates the sand and dust here. He can't accept the places where people don't take a bath. Sitting on the sand and enjoying the roasted meat with a group of people reminds Chen Yun of his life when he was an ordinary member of the special department and went on missions everywhere. When Yang Lisha arrives at the bank of the Euphrates River, she leaves the group of people behind. Nobody knows where she is. Everyone has some secrets. Yang Lisha, the monster vine, is no exception. Since she doesn't want others to know how to open the interstellar transmission circle, Lin Luoran won't force her. Fellow cultivator Lin, how long do we have to wait here? Chen Yun expresses his dissatisfaction first. Lin Luoran, Master Mu, and others all shake their heads secretly. Chen Yun is in charge of the special department, so he shouldn't be short of cultivation materials. He is in his 60s this year, but there is no sign of laying foundation. His state of mind is really problematic. The roasted beef is soft and chewy. Yuan Yi is a good cook. Lin Luoran deeply appreciates the benefits of having a disciple do the cooking for her. The cyan little fox lies lazily on the sand and stares at Chen Yun with boredom. The more human beings it meets, the more it feels that the female cultivator who takes care of it is a good person. At least the human in front of it is not as good-tempered as Lin Luoran. Seeing that Chen Yun doesn't want to give up, Lin Luoran sighs, Minister Chen, allow me to remind you that according to the seniority in the world of cultivation, you should call me school sister. In fact, Chen Yun hasn't laid foundation yet, so Lin Luoran can afford to call Lin Luoran school uncle. Thinking that everyone needs to work together to open the transmission circle, Lin Luoran doesn't want to embarrass Chen Yun. Chen Yun's face turns red. Shi Heng smirks. He has always disliked Chen Yun. Since Li Shi calls Lin Luoran school sister, Shi Heng has the cheek to call Lin Luoran fellow cultivator Lin. Lin Luoran also treats Chen Yun nicely. Seeing that Chen Yun is humiliated, Shi Heng is naturally in a good mood. Seeing that no one is speaking for him, Chen Yun can't back down. He sneers and pretends that nothing happened. All the young cultivators here, even if they are not in the special department now, used to be, or will be in the future, are ashamed of Minister Chen's behavior. How can their minister argue with the young school uncle Lin? They don't know what to say. The atmosphere is a little awkward. Fortunately, in the light of the fire, a slender figure comes from afar. It's Yang Lisha. Lin Luoran stands up. Goldie and Cyan Little Fox jump into Lin Luoran's arms and hold her shoulder tightly. They cooperate tacitly. Yang Lisha doesn't look at anyone but nods to Lin Luoran, follow me. Yang Lisha sounds tired. Lin Luoran doesn't know what a monster has done to make her so tired. Lin Luoran asks everyone to keep up. They put out the bonfire quickly and follow Yang Lisha along the river with the unfinished barbecue. They come to a relic in the wilderness. The wings of the stone carvings were broken, and the sharp lines were worn smooth by the wind and sand. These ruins that had lost their sense of line still showed the old dreams of the past. The dusty clay tablets were buried deep in the plains, and the cuneiform script recorded the glory of this ancient civilization. Yang Lisha activates some mechanism on the ground, and a stone platform emerges from the ground. A crystal ball is shining brightly. At first glance, everyone can only see their own reflections. No one knows whether it is bright or dark in the middle. Yang Lisha doesn't know what is in it. When I say start, everyone, transmit Reiki into it together. No matter what the 5 elements are, you must spare no effort. If we can't open it, we may have to wait until next year. Yang Lisha looks at the sky. Lin Luoran also looks at the sky. The sky tonight is really strange. The moon seems to be very close to the earth. It looks like a big disc that can be grabbed by jumping up. Ready. Start. Hundreds of thick and thin Reiki lines, red, gold, blue, green, brown, are connected with the crystal ball on the stone platform, interweaving into a brilliant light curtain. The gathering of Reiki of the 5 elements is dazzling. Even if there is a disagreement, Chen-yun still knows what to do. Even he spares no effort, so others have no reason to hold back. Lin Luoran has thought that there may be a tunnel or something like a magic circle, which is more in line with the interstellar transmission circle. However, when she was blinded by the sudden burst of dazzling light, and when she opened her eyes again, what appeared in front of her was a colossus floating in the air, towering into the clouds. At that time, people all over the world spoke the same accent. They said, "Come on. We will build a city and a tower. The top of the tower reaches the sky. We will spread our names so that we won't be scattered all over the world." Chapter 292. The Babel Tower of Babel was first seen in the Neo-Babylonian kingdom. It was the most prosperous and magnificent city in the Mesopotamia region. The most spectacular buildings in the city were the Nebuchadnezzar Palace, the famous Hanging Garden, and the legendary Babel Tower of Babel, which shocked and angered God. It was 600 BC, and Huaxia was in the spring and autumn period of the Eastern Zhou dynasty. If the Babel Tower really exists and is an interstellar transmission circle that only cultivators can use, what is the Hanging Garden? What appears in front of Lin Luoran is the legendary Babel Tower. According to historical records, it was not completed. The reign of the Neo-Babylonian kingdom lasted only 100 years. It was so short that even the construction of the Babel Tower was delayed. At the same time, Huaxia entered the spring and autumn period, and the military drums of the Warring States period had been sounded. Why did the two ancient civilizations fall into war at the same time? Was it a coincidence, or was someone manipulating the course of history? Is there only one, Saintess of Jiuli, who always appears at the turning point of history, like she, or are there many saintesses like her? What did you do to the earth? Lin Luoran looks up at the towering pale yellow stone tower. The more she knows, the angrier and more frightened she becomes. Lin Luoran feels that she is getting closer to the truth of history that has been deliberately buried. She is the product of history that is woven by people. The mystery of the disappearance of gathering vitality cultivators, the blurred history of the untainted land, the almost completed path of heaven in the Kalahari Desert, and the unfinished interstellar transmission circle built on the Euphrates River. Lin Luoran feels that there is a hand pushing her to connect these mysteries into a line. She feels cold on her back. She is afraid that when the mysteries are revealed, she will be overwhelmed by the huge waves and be overturned in an instant. The pale yellow stone tower emits soft light, which is as bright as the starlight of Babylon. Thousands of years ago, someone bathed in the same starlight and built the interstellar transmission circle here. Lin Luoran is slightly absent-minded. Yuan Yi reminds her subtly, "Grandmaster. I'm fine." Lin Luoran becomes focused and continues to transfer Wakan into the crystal ball. From the corner of Lin Luoran's eyes, he sees that Yang Lisha is also absent-minded. She seems to be reminiscing about something. Lin Luoran notices that she doesn't inject Reiki into the crystal ball. If the monster doesn't want the soul with so much, Lin Luoran will suspect that it is a camouflage. Lin Luoran wants to kill all the cultivators by cheating them of Reiki. The largest stone door of the lonely stone tower floating in the air slowly opened, casting down a welcoming light that looked like the spaceships in American blockbusters. Because the scene is so sci-fi, Lin Luoran hears someone in the crowd hissing, "Damn it. Mr. Lin is dazzled. He used to be an honest farmer. It is estimated that he will die of old age in Li's village and be buried in the mountain. Now he is on the bank of the Euphrates River, beside the ancient Babylon city. He has witnessed these legendary things with his own eyes. But it is worth it for him to cultivate. The tower is covered with stone doors. The light of the crystal ball gradually darkens. Whether they are selfish or not, everyone is surprised to find that the Wakan or Reiki in their bodies are really sucked out. At this time, the crystal ball seems to be full and takes the initiative to stop. It is really strange. Each door of the tower is a different test. You can choose one randomly. The crystal ball has already assigned the difficulty of the test according to everyone's strength. At most, 2 people can be in a group. The task will be determined according to the personal ability of the person with higher personal ability. Therefore, I advise you not to fish in troubled waters and muddle through. Before the test is triggered, no one knows what mode it will be, so it doesn't matter which door you choose. As for the task reward, some people are very lucky. After entering the tower, they can even chat with the remnant soul of the senior cultivator for a few hours. Some people can occasionally pick up a spirit beast egg and come out. And some people. Well, I don't want to discourage you. These tests are relatively safe except for those who try to be brave and court death. If you fail to pass the test, you will be transmitted to a platform. You can come out together when everyone is here. If you abandon your teammates, the tower will automatically judge you as the one with the lowest degree of completion. Both of you are likely to be obliterated directly. In order not to get your teammates into trouble, I suggest you choose a teammate with similar personal ability. You can go in now. Young Lisha finishes her words with no expression and stands quietly on the yellow sand. Obliterated directly. Lin Luoran's neck feels cold. Moreover, only 2 people can be in a group and the difficulty of the test is determined according to the highest personal ability. This messes up Lin Luoran's plan to take Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi all the way. Taking them with her will harm them. She can only let Yuan Yi and Mr. Lin be in a group. Lin Luoran takes a deep breath. In terms of personal ability, except for Yang Lisha, she is the only one with the highest personal ability. That is to say, she can only be in a group with Yang Lisha. What about Goldie and Cyan Little Fox? Does she have to leave them outside the Tower of Babel? Yang Lisha seems to know what she is worried about. She stares at Goldie and Cyan Little Fox. They can be taken in. They don't take up the quota. Lin Luoran gives some elixirs to Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi. She is not a fool. Giving others a circulation bolus is already a waste of her energy. There is no doubt that Master Mu and Master Guo will be in a group. Their personal abilities are very close. Xiao Xiaomu will be in a group with Wen Runlan. The 6th brother of the Mu family takes the initiative to choose Chu Yi. The funniest thing is that Shiheng has to choose Chen Yun, whom he doesn't like, because their personal abilities are close. The total age of the 2 is more than 150 years, but they are still so awkward. Seeing this, Lin Luoran feels a lot better. Let's go. This trip to the Interstellar Transmission Circle is proposed by Lin Luoran. She is duty-bound to take the lead. Lin Luoran holds Cyan Little Fox in her arms, and Goldie grabs her shoulder tightly. They stand under the light of guidance with Yang Lisha. They are covered by something like moonlight. Goldie is a little uneasy and hisses. The Cyan Little Fox raises its head curiously from Lin Luoran's arms and looks around quietly. A soft light flashes. When they reappear, they are already on the steps outside the tower. The spiral stairs and the curved or straight stone doors all look the same. Lin Luoran looks at the bottom of the tower. The cultivators on the riverbank are not much bigger than matchboxes. It turns out that the magnificent Tower of Babel is actually so far away from the ground. They are only in the middle of the tower, not the top. The probability of opening each door is the same, right? Lin Luoran touches the bead. She cheats. There are fire phoenix and silver fish in the space. She doesn't know if the Tower of Babel will increase the difficulty of the test because of this. Yang Lisha proves Lin Luoran's words with her actions. She doesn't even make a choice. She pushes open the nearest stone door. A gust of wind blows away the white mist. A slightly muddy river appears in front of them. On the plain beside the river, the fertile soil is full of wheat. The wheat is shorter than the wheat in Lin Luoran's space, and the ears are much smaller. It means that the seemingly fertile soil is not enough for the wheat to reach the highest yield. Looking at the rolling wheat, Lin Luoran turns her head and sees that Yang Lisha's face is very pale. What test are we in? Lin Luoran suddenly has a bad feeling when she sees Yang Lisha's expression. She follows Yang Lisha's sight and turns her head. The city is surrounded by magnificent city walls. Hundreds of towers stand on the city walls. They are standing on this side of the river, and the magnificent ancient city is on the other side. The bridge crosses both sides of the river. Primitive sailboats are sailing in the river. Trackers are pulling huge polished rocks and shouting from the riverbank. The ropes leave deep marks on their backs. They wear simple linen skirts on their lower bodies, and their upper bodies are naked. They are dark and thin. The bulging muscles on their arms show the explosive power in their bodies. Finally, they are not very tall, and they look like standard West Asians. Yang Lisha murmurs, "What bad luck." It's the restoration of reality again. Lin Luoran comforts the cyan little fox, who blindfolds its eyes and can't bear to look at it anymore. When she is still thinking about what restoration of reality is, a motorcade comes from the front. Hundreds of naked men and women are tied by ropes. They stumble along the way. Lin Luoran can't help frowning. What kind of illusion is this? The owner of the motorcade stops and looks at Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha with fear in his eyes. A man steps forward and bows to greet them. He says a long list of honorifics. It sounds like Arabic, but it is not the same. Lin Luoran can barely make out a few words, such as merchant of Ajaib, slave, and respect. The man seems to be asking about their identity. Yang Lisha's face is cold. She can't expect a female monster to speak the dialect of West Asia. Lin Luoran has only studied Arabic before coming here. It is not easy for her to understand these words that sound like Arabic. It is impossible for her to answer. Seeing her cold attitude, the man becomes more respectful and invites them to get on the motorcade. Yang Lisha whispers, "Get on the motorcade first. I'll explain it to you slowly." Although it is a car, it is just a sedan chair made of strong wood. Lin Luoran sits on it with the cyan little fox in her arms. Yang Lisha also gets on. Someone puts down the white linen curtain, covering Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha. Then they lift them up steadily. The motorcade starts again and goes to the bridge Lin Luoran saw before. The water of the sand river flows quietly under the bridge. Lin Luoran sees the bronze gate from afar. It is majestic and is in contrast to the shabby slaves following the sedan chair. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.